There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Bards Uncut stream. We're going on again with the playthrough of Shenmue, I don't know. We talked about this last week and I wasn't too sure either. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming along to this week's stream. And yeah, let's just get a cracking, eh? Do it. So, just need to get my Dreamcast pad and open up the relevant windows. Oh, we've got Scouse Mouse here already. Hey Scouse Mouse, thanks for popping along. Now I believe I go on to load to get back to where we were. There we go. There we go. So I was pleased to see that I've already got a dislike before I even hit the stream button. Always good to know that there's fans out there of what we do, but it still counts as engagement on YouTube, so I'm going to bank that. I really am. So I think when we were last playing, I was just about to go to sleep. So let's send this guy to sleep. We've got Judith as well. Hi Judith, thanks for popping in, saying hello. I filled out the area underneath me because last week it was all black and stuff, and so I've put a little background on it. And oh, the chat is appearing on there. I might have to play with the colours and stuff. So that's pretty cool. The colours look a bit naff, so whoops. For some reason Judith's thing saying hi has come through, but a Scouse Mouse is saying oi oi and wow WTF, which I don't know what that means, hasn't come through to there. So I don't know. I tried to put the chat thing on there last week and it's oh, it has come through now. I don't know why your oi oi didn't come through, but yeah, I'm pleased that's working as well, the chat. So no technical issues this week. Just want to check anyone in the chat room. Just is everything with the sound alright? I think I did a lot of balancing beforehand, but it's always good to check at the start of the stream. So where we were last time we were playing is we're trying to find a guy called Charlie, and we find out Charlie hangs out at a tattoo parlor. So I need to find a tattoo parlor location. So I'm going to leave the house, pick up my 500 yen for the day, and go adventuring. Scouse Mouse was shocked by the dislike before it even started. Well, you know, people like to voice their opinions in whatever way they feel. And,
thank you, Ine-san.
You know, still all counts as engagement. Engagement's the word I'm looking for, obviously. So how's everyone doing this week anyway? Hoping to make a bit more progress. I have to admit, on this whole chat box thing I've got on the stream underneath it, I'm definitely going to have to do something about that green. That green doesn't show very well, so still a work in progress, guys. Still a work in progress. But at least you guys can say all sorts of obscene things, and I'm going to have to... It's going to be broadcast straight onto our channel, and it's part of the brand as soon as you put it up on there anyway, so... Oh dear. So every day I usually go in and check in on Fukusan.
Yeah. I heard there's a tattoo
but I believe I should probably be doing this after a certain point.
Tattoo parlor?
Which is basically you get to a point where you can train and spar with him every morning, which, you know, I quite like doing, but he's still injured at the minute, so you can't do it. I'm asking him about the tattoo parlor at the moment.
Wait, Akemi just might know something.
Who's Akemi?
Akemi at Yokosuka Bar?
Yokosuka Bar.
Sure, all the regulars there are locals.
Look at Fuku-san giving us some information. He never gives you information. Scouse Mouse adds, let's get sweaty, which, you know, we're yet to hear it on this playthrough yet, but is one of the great lines of the Shenmue English dub. So I'm playing this on my actual Dreamcast, straight through, which is coming through in the correct aspect ratio. Fortunately, I'm using like a HDMI upscaler, which when I've got it on my the screen I'm viewing it on, it sort of stretched it a little bit widescreen, which I don't actually like, but you know, the end product comes out right, so do it all for the streams, Rob. All for the streams. Yamanose. So we're going to go down to Dobuita and see if we can find a tattoo parlor, which hopefully should lead us down to Charlie, who knows things about the Chinese cartel, which we know the guy who murdered our father is somewhat connected to the Chinese cartel, and the cartel have linked to people in the harbour. So this is how this is all come about. Really? Sakagoraka, that place is called, which I don't think it is pronounced that way, but it's the closest pronunciation that you're gonna get from me, I'm afraid. So we're gonna run into Debuita and see what we can do. Okay. There's some guy with some great hairdo. Like I was saying last time when I was streaming this, it's really good talking to people who are just walking around, because anyone who's walking doesn't want to talk to you at all. They're so busy.
Tatsumi-san. Hey, what's up?
Oh, he wants to talk to you.
Got a minute? Come back later, will you?
No one wants to
I
talk
see.
to Rio the first thing in the morning. So I got to go to on Fukusan's recommendation. Yokosuka Bar, and a person called Akemi, or like Ekemi, I don't know. I don't know how it's actually said, but it's actually this bar down here. The only problem you've got with Yokosuka Bar is it's shut until 5 PM in the afternoon. Now I know the actual tattoo parlour itself is up here, so perhaps there's someone else that we can find out about the tattoo parlour. So Scouse ads, how's it going, Robertio? Know what One Life reviews you got planned, or do you keep them under your hat? What it means by OLRs are the One Life review series we do on our channel, which is basically a series we do each week. We play a different video game, seeing how far we can get through it on One Life. And yeah, in answer to your question, I don't actually know what's being played at the minute. I know we're supposed to be doing a collaboration with another person from Defending the Game. They're supposed to be coming and doing a guest spot on it again. This guy standing around.
What is
Yeah,
it, kid?
so I know I'm going to be doing a game next week,
I
and
need to
so
ask you
is
something.
Alistair, but I don't actually know what we're
Who
playing.
the hell do you think you're talking to?
Oh, and Judith
You
adds
fucking
congrats on your
with me?
100th video. Yeah, this stream will actually count.
I've got a question
Will count
for you.
as our
Who
100th
you
video on the
kidding?
channel, which
Get outta
we've
here.
been uploading to YouTube now for just under a year. So we're really happy with like the things we make and the stuff we do, and we have a great time, absolute blast doing all the stuff we do. So yeah, we're really pleased to hit sort of a bit of a milestone of 100 views. 100 views? 100 videos on the channel. Oh, even the arcade is closed this early in the morning. I think it opens at 10. Yeah, so yeah, Judith, thanks for the congrats. I appreciate it. So might do a little bit of training just to kill a bit of time. Got to find out the
looks
tattoo
like I
parlour.
can
I'm a bit
practice
worried
here.
that I'm going to have to
I should
wait
work on my
until the
moves.
bar opens at 5. Talk to the person at the
I'll lose
bar,
my edge if
and
I
they're
don't
going to tell me to
practice.
go to the a tattoo parlour, which won't be open till the next day until 2. So we're going to have a lot of wasting time at the minute. So it's replaced one of our moves. I bought a move. Well, no, I got taught a move yesterday, which was not yesterday, last week, which was this one. Oh, someone's giving me a phone call. Pardon me 1 minute, guys. I'll be back one quick tick. Apologies for that. Oh, that's never happened before. Never encountered on someone called. Like, I always put my phone on silent and stuff, and that's my landline. And normally, if it's my landline, it's my partner's like mum. I sit there and I go, well, I could just ignore it and do it for the streams, but it's a landline, so you can't just put it onto silent. So it would have kept ringing, and then I was thinking, well, I can't just hang up on her, so I have to answer it. So there we go. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Hadn't considered the landline phone ringing. Who actually uses landline phones anymore? Eh? I have no idea. So we're gonna we're doing some training at the minute. It's gone past 10 o'clock, so I can go into the arcade and go into a few places now. So Scouse adds congratulations as well for the 100th video on the channel. Thank you, Scouse. And he also says, if only I can send you a clip of Cliff Richard. Yeah, if only. If only you could. It's literally impossible. So there's still some moves that I haven't actually worked out yet. Which these are the unknown ones here. Which if you actually just put in the commands, which this one's most likely going to be backwards, forwards, X and A, will do a move called Dart Move. And if I do that in training, I'll learn that move. So, need to find Charlie. I can't believe I had to go there. Schoolboy error. When the stream was going so well, you know, I got all the technical problems dealt with. Everything in terms of the chat showing in there's all gone quite smoothly, and now my landline rings. Classic me. So, I believe this place opens at 5. It does open at 5, which is the person I've got to talk to. But I'm wondering if anyone else knows about the tattoo parlour. So in a minute, we've got 7 people in the stream watching. Thanks everyone for popping in and just checking out what we're doing. If you're sort of a Shenmue a connoisseur, feel free to say hi in the chat and tell me about scenes that I might not be coming across and stuff. Because I know quite a lot about this game. But I'm sure there's a lot of scenes that I haven't.
I heard there was a shop like that around here.
I haven't seen.
Really?
Ooh.
Do you know where it is?
No,
idea.
this guy doesn't know where the tattoo parlor is.
I know some of the bikers who come here sometimes have tattoos on their arms. Why don't you ask them?
I've asked the bikers.
Where can I find them?
I see them a lot in the arcade.
The arcade? Thanks.
Let's go and talk to the bikers in the arcade then. So, John, I forgot to say hi to John. John, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Coming for someone to hang out with on a Saturday night, on a cold and lonely Saturday night. That's what I like about doing about these Saturday night streams. I feel like I'm providing a service for people who have zero a social life whatsoever and decide not to go out on Saturday nights and instead spending it watching someone play the game from the year 1999, talking and rambling for however long I ramble for. So yeah, Scousman's added about the whole thing about you getting, I think you're one of the backer perks on the Shenmue campaign, and it was one of the very, very high ones, was to get yourself in the game for the new Shenmue that's coming out hopefully this year. I mean, who knows, it will be this year, it might be next year, but
I'd like to ask you about your tattoo.
Rio's asked about a tattoo.
Yeah. This tattoo
and yeah, I believe though it was only a certain amount of people that could have it, so they must have already had the characters pre-planned, or they're just NPCs that roam around or something. I assume they're not, you know,
I'll tell you what you want to
small
know.
Characters or anything such as that. Oh, are we going to join their gang? Yeah, man, I'll join the gang.
Alright.
If you mean it, go get the tattoo. The shop's in Okayama Heights. I trust you can find it yourself.
Okayama Heights. We've narrowed our search down, so perhaps we don't have to go the Yokosuka bar. I'm sorry, these pronunciations are absolutely killing me. But yeah, Scout's a bit worried that if Shenmue 3 is going to be full of European people, where I don't actually know from the top of my head where all the locations are going to be for the third game. Obviously I know it's going to start in China, that's obviously where the second game ended, but you know, the first game's set in Japan and ends when you leave for Hong Kong heading to China. The second game takes place between Hong Kong, Kowloon and Guilin in China, so different places. So I wonder if you know, the third game's gonna either take us to another country, which I don't think it will, because Yu Suzuki, the creator of this game, sort of made this game very much as a love letter to Chinese martial arts and stuff. So I imagine he'll keep a lot of the story in China still. This is the Omiyama Heights, and this place isn't open till 2. We'll go and have a quick look, and it will say we're not open till 2. And then Rio's having a knock. He's trying to break in now.
It's closed.
Well done, Rio. Used your detective skills there. So we're going to come back to this place at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, it's a bit of a contentious thing what Shenmue forces you to do, in the sense of, like, you know, you can't just keep progressing in the story. You have to wait for certain times for things to happen and stuff, which they certainly reduced it a lot in the second game, where you could turn up somewhere early and choose to skip forward in time, and it would just sort of fast forward the clock. But I don't know, there's some sort of joy about the realism of, you know, literally being forced to wait. You know, you don't see that very often, even now in video games. You know, video games often just want you to progress forward. And I suppose it's a game, a design choice, really, isn't it? Is, do you, you know, limit your player and put barriers in his way for the sake of a realism, or do you, you know, give the player always like a constant way to move forward? But yeah. So Scout was like, imagine the epic final QTE where you take down Landy. Yeah, it's gonna. You know the ending where you finally take down Landy, who's like the main antagonist of the series. So I'm just gonna buy a Coke, see if I win a winning can till 2 o'clock. Which, you know, you very rarely win winning cans. Which, to be fair, is actually cheaper just to go into the shop and buy the crisps and stuff like that. So crisps or chips, whatever you call them, wherever part of the world you're from. And then you get a chance at the Lucky Dip game, which you can win a Sega Saturn or Rare, a Capsule toys and stuff. And the Capsule toys, you know, in this game aren't that important, but are quite important when you come to the second game. So it's good if you're doing a full play. If you've never played through these two games and you're doing a full playthrough, which I really hope they release some HD remasters of this. But if you're doing a full playthrough, definitely worth building up a Capsule toy collection before finishing it. See, this is it. Judith put hashtag stories. Now the interesting thing is a lot of way through what you'll see in this story is there's a lot of people coming to Rio telling him to let go of his vengeance, and I wonder if the end game, you know, will eventually pan out that where you don't get your vengeance, but you know, you learn to let go. I imagine that's the way they're going to go with it. I imagine you still get a bit of a retribution and manage to fight him in some way or shape or form, but when it comes to actual hardcore vengeance, so we're going to try it with some caramel. So we're going to buy ourselves some caramel. A lot of the items that you acquire in Shenmue as well that don't carry through into the second game actually turn into Capsule toys themselves, so you can sell like the Japanese set of items in China. Oh, did we win a prize?
No prize.
No prize. No prize, guys.
Bummer.
Wop wop.
Better luck next time.
God, that voice is so unenthusiastic. You didn't sound like that he genuinely meant that. Right, let's get a bag of potato chips. See if we get another prize. We're in the tomato convenience store.
Hey man.
Hey man. Sounds baked. What's he doing with his hand as well? Really concerning.
Draw a ticket.
Draw a ticket. Okie dokie. Come on. Sega Saturn.
No prize.
No Sega Saturn this time.
Bummer. Better luck next time.
This is the only way that I know to win a Sega Saturn in this game. I don't know any other way. Scout Smells add 7 out of 10 for customer service. It is 7 out of 10 customer service. In fact, I'd argue it's not even that. You know, I mean, I suppose he's saying the right words, and I suppose if I was to write a complaint, my wording would be: it's not what he said, it's how he said it. Love the fact that the chocolate in this is called a Shenmue a chocolate. Oh, press wrong button.
I really want this.
You lie, Rio. You really do. You really want this. You want it hard. I don't know why I said that in that way.
Hey man, this.
Yay, spending all of our allowance on sweets. Ine-san would be so annoyed. Right. Come on. Gotta win this time, surely. I'm feeling it. No.
Prize.
This game's a con. See, this is your earlier form of a loot box in a gaming. I was going into the tomato a convenience store, buying yourself a useless item and seeing if you won yourself a prize. God damn it. So we've set ourselves a little bit of a goal. It's a very unrealistic goal, but it is a goal nonetheless, where we've set a little bit of a goal, which you can see underneath me, where we're trying our hardest, our very hardest, to get to 150 subs by the end of March. It wasn't a smart goal. If you're at all in business at all, you'll know what a smart goal means. What is it? Specific, measurable, accurate, something, and time. Something, yeah, but it's definitely not a smart goal, but it is a goal nonetheless, and something we're working towards. So if you are enjoying the stream, or if you generally just wouldn't mind supporting, you know, a really small YouTube channel, who every single sub means the world to us. God, it sounds like I'm begging, doesn't it? Which I am pretty much, but yeah, if you don't mind and you're not already a subscriber, that would really make our complete day if you can just hit that subscribe button and give us a little bit more motivation to crack on with the things that we make. So we've got another hour to kill. I think I'm going to head down to the arcade. So, the Scoutsman says you get 1,000 yen per day. Any idea what that translates to? So it's not actually 1,000, it's 500 yen per day that you get. So he gets in a pocket money, which is pretty much what it is, about £3 or £4 per day. You know, enough for him to run down the arcade, have a bit of a play round, and yeah, let's have a game of darts.
One game, 100 yen.
Previously, my high score was 436, so let's see if we can smash that record.
Maybe I'll play it a bit.
Maybe I'll play it a bit. Maybe I won't. And yeah, Scout also makes a great point that it was the mid-80s as well, so there is that to consider. Oh,
so close.
So, anyone who's part of our Discord chat, earlier I mentioned on the Discord chat that I've got a bit of surprise. Paddy knocked up a little treat for us for our 100th video, which will be served to you when I change the disc, because at some point I'm going to have to change the disc on this game, because we are probably about 3/4 away through the first disc, somewhere between halfway and 3/4 through. I definitely think we're going to have a disc change, because I made a few mistakes on the last stream in terms of where I went and stuff, and I could have got to this point where I am much faster, because I wasted half a day, which meant that I missed a certain time, which meant I had to wait until like the next day and stuff. So I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to do there, but there you go. John adds R112.09.
No more darts.
What currency is that? Is that your South African currency, rupees, isn't it? Am I right, or am I just making that up? Because rupees, isn't that also the currency in The Legend of Zelda? Am I going mad? Tell me if I'm being very uncultured. Culturally insensitive. I don't even want to play darts again. God, I'm in such autopilot. Want to look at my move scroll and change one of my moves over.
Hey, not too bad.
Because we learnt a move last week from the old guy in the park, which is like this iron palm thing, which I quite like, but I prefer the cross hands thing. I think that just looks cooler and is more effective for me in fights. So, Alta says Rand, I believe, which Danny Rand is the only thing I can think of that's Rand based.
Hey, not
Iron
too bad.
Fist from the Marvel comic books, which I actually really like. The Netflix series of the Marvel stuff. I'm doing really bad at darts here. Oh, we've had a Kevinja. Is that your name? Is your name a Kevin, or I'm gonna say a Kevinja, but you've joined the stream. Thanks for coming along and thanks for saying hi. And no worries about being late. You know, these streams are free for you to drop in at any time, mate. You just gotta help yourself.
No good.
So we're playing darts here, and I don't actually want to carry on playing darts. I want to.
I want a free
Oh,
game.
want a free game. It's almost 2 o'clock though, so I can head to the tattoo parlor after I finish this game of darts. Oh, look at that!
Alright.
See, now it's at the point that I don't want to play darts. I'm doing really well at playing darts. Yeah, Al says there are a lot of our occurrences. There are a lot of our occurrences. It's a mix between Kevin and Ninja. Kevinja, which I don't know if it feels wrong saying this, but it sounds almost
Hey, not too bad.
like a Middle Eastern when you say it out loud. Yeah, hello, my name's a Kevinja, you know. So I'm just saying. There's anything wrong with it being sounding that way. God, I feel like I'm being over a defensive. Well, at this point.
Last one.
So John's starting off her guess what Kevin's name is, which I believe happened on Scouse Mouse's Fortnite stream he did last night. Which, from what I understand, got very out of hand.
This is the last game.
Oh, I don't want to play the last game. Just let me go. Is there any way to quit? Oh, there is. Screw you, rules. 100 yen wasted. Ine-san's not gonna be impressed. You know what? Those 2 names, even from the start, I'm not even gonna have a go at pronouncing them because I feel like I've already been quite culturally insensitive at least 2 or 3 times during this stream already, and we're barely even half an hour into it. So we're gonna run down to the tattoo parlor. Oh, I want to change anything on my move scroll, don't I? So there's certain moves where there's 2 moves that take the same, that do the same. Actually, can you swap them in this game? So it's that move there. I want to. Oh no, I don't want to shortcut it. Have I lost my ability to do my other move? Shenmue 2, you can swap moves in. I've lost my move. Yeah, forward X and A does this weird double blow thing, which sounds dirty as hell anyway. Oh my. Oh dear, looks like the chat's getting out of hand with this a naming thing. So whilst they're getting on with that, I'm gonna run to the tattoo parlor, see if Charlie's in there. And it's open. Let's go on in. Have a little chin wag. There's one thing I've got to say about this game is, even after all these years, I still love the soundtrack to this. Especially some of the orchestral pieces they put into it. I remember the first time I did this when I was a kid, I got stabbed a few times trying to do this bit, but...
Give me something tough, so no one will mess with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that schoolboy.
The schoolboy is referring to us.
Your butt too. That schoolboy.
Elijah, I like that name. Yeah, we are getting pretty close to our sub goal, 133. Only another 17 to go. Whether or not we'll do that inside of 7 days, I'm not sure. But you know, we're really close. So yeah, if anyone wouldn't mind who hasn't subscribed already, if you hit it, oh, I'd really appreciate. Oh, I got a little bit too excited again. Yeah, it would be really appreciated. Because like we're only small. We only got 133 at the moment. We're only tiny weeny channel. Weeny channel. Right, come on then. I'm ready for you, Charlie. QTE time, guys. Oh, I got you. I really have to concentrate on this because I'm so used to playing.
I want to know about the cartel.
Like Xbox. That when the buttons flash, I see the Xbox buttons, not the Dreamcast ones, and I know, right? First world problems, eh?
That's none of your business. Just tell me.
Kavinja has a bit of a delay on his PC. Maybe try refreshing. Is anyone else getting any kind of a delay or hiccups or stuff.
For you to meet some of them, okay? You didn't need to rip my arm off.
Okay, so when?
Tomorrow at 3. Wait at the arcade.
Meet him
I
at
have your
3
word.
at the arcade.
You know what I'll do if you don't show.
Ooh, Rio, threatening. Rio don't play by any. They're guessing Kev's name again, which his name is Kev, but they still like to guess his name. Which I think is just an excuse for him to try and think of any name that they think is even moderately hilarious. Although it just reveals them of how culturally insensitive they are. Oh, Nozomi.
Hi, Rio.
Who even now
Nozomi,
I still have
what
a
are you
slight
doing here?
a crush on. I did when I was
That's just
first
what
played this when I was 14,
You shouldn't be around
15.
here.
But
I think
was looking
Rio
for
in
you.
this game,
Oh.
his age, I think he's
My
supposed to be
friend said she
16
saw you
or
down here.
17, I think. Maybe. Does anyone know?
why?
Anyone who's
Today we had our college
Shenmue's
orientation.
know how
you
old
weren't
Rio
there.
Hazuki is?
Yeah,
Was supposed to
Have
be in
you
this game?
decided where to go?
not yet. But if I go, it'll have karate.
It's about time
Kavinger
you
is
started studying for
watching,
the entrance exams.
Yeah, I know.
PS3 seems ahead of the
I'm
PC,
worried
right?
about
Yeah,
you.
it's just sometimes when
And
you
with
watch streams,
exams.
and you press
I'll be
live,
fine.
it can be at a different point.
Rio, I understand what you're going through with your father and all, but
We can talk about it later.
Right. Rio's so moody.
Yeah, it's dangerous here. You should go home.
Oh, the American voice acting in this just
See
so
you later.
evocative of computer games at the time that anything that needed. And there are some bad games now that do pretty bad job when it comes to a dubbing. And I know the English dub for this gets a lot of love, which, you know, from a pure nostalgia point of view, I love the a dubbing on this game. But I have to admit, I get more immersed in the Japanese voices on the second game. This guy's going to want me to buy him a Coke, which I might as well.
Hi.
Padius Maximus
How's
III.
it going? What's wrong?
Judith
I'm
adds
so
he's 18.
thirsty.
He's
I
18.
want a drink,
Interesting.
but I don't have any change.
They keep referring to him as schoolboy and underage, so I assume the drinking age in Japan's 21.
I'll buy you one.
I'm assuming
What do you
that
want?
just from this game.
You're really nice. Thanks. What kind
Ooh.
of drink do you recommend?
Look at this guy who just pilfers drinks from me through the whole game.
Let's see.
I've already spent like 600 yen today. I've already blown my allowance, and now I've got to buy this dickhead a drink. You can have a coffee. Screw him. Judith adds he's 106 centimeters, 176 centimeters, and 65 kilograms.
Thanks a lot. You've made my day.
Anton, hey Anton, thanks for
Is the restaurant
dropping in again, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Hello,
Yeah, the
Tom.
music was
You should come by again.
great in the cinematics.
And
Even some of the
try Tao's
background
special.
music was pretty good.
Yes. Please give my regards.
But
to
yeah,
Tao's
I definitely agree. Like the cinematic
Sure
music
thing.
in some of the
I'll
cutscenes
say
is just
hi for
absolutely
you.
amazing. You downed your a coffee, and he's going to be wired now.
Okay,
Wired for the rest of
I've
the
got
day.
to go. Got things to do.
Oh, and Kevin's
Okay,
had his
see
problem
you.
fixed with the stream. Thank God.
Thanks again.
John needs a biltong and a pie, which I love. A biltong. I've only eaten it around John. John, was that stuff you had in your a garage that you had in that little homemade rack thing? It I have to admit, it did look a bit like I was in a psychopath's a garage, which, you know, in essence, I was. So what's going on in the game at the minute is we've got to meet Charlie 3 PM tomorrow in the arcade. So we have a day to burn again. So I'm going to do a bit of trading. I'm still really disappointed to lose that move through learning it from that guy in the park. But I know I can get it back when I go to the second game. Oh, we can get some capsule toys. What have we got? What are the Virtua Fighters and a Sega miscellaneous. So a Virtua Fighter, for those who didn't know about Shenmue, Shenmue originally started as a RPG for the Virtua Fighter game where you played as Akira. Akira's the guy on the furthest right out of those three there. And yeah, it was originally supposed to be Akira, which you played as, and eventually that game snowballed what is now a Shenmue that we see us playing now. So
Toy capsules.
gonna buy
100 yen each, huh?
November
Maybe just
29th,
one.
1968 is his birthday. That's interesting. So did this, because this game, doesn't it start on like November the 28th or something? So does his dad die one day before his a birthday? Is anyone able
This is
to
cool.
check what date Shenmue starts? I swear it's a date in late November. Look at Judith doing the
I
research
should
for
try
me.
again.
So we're going to buy another Capsule toy. Wasting all the money. Only got 4,000 yen left. But you get a bit of a cash injection, I believe, on the second
This is
disc.
cool.
Oh, Knights. Awesome. So yeah, you get loads of different Sega characters and stuff, which... the original Knights. Knights 1, look at us. Loot box
should try
all
again.
over this is. Microtransactions in games. This is true. Games as a service, really, isn't it?
Hey, what's this?
It's an octopus sort of thing. Do you realise he had a crush on a girl at one point, but a friend teased him about it and he started a fight, so now he doesn't get involved with girls anymore. Kavinja says this game was made in 1999. Was that what? No, not what I asked. Is
I should
what
try again.
what day was the day that his father got killed? So on this game, it appears every time you go into a new bit, it says, you know, it's the 3rd of December 1986.
Changed my mind.
And I swear that it starts in late November. That's the first day that appears when you first start the game. And then you sort of, because the date today is on in game is, I think it's in here somewhere, December the 6th, Saturday. I'm just wondering, what day did his dad get murdered? Because Judith pointed out his birthday's on the 29th of November. I just think it would be really shitty for someone to murder your dad on your birthday or near your birthday. If my dad was going to get murdered, I'd like it to be at least a month away from my birthday. Which, who am I kidding? I haven't seen my dad in years, but you know. Hello. Okay. So I bought some Capsule toys, and now I seem to be running around aimlessly. We've got to waste time to at least 8 o'clock, so I can take Rio home and head to bed. Done a bit of the arcade already. Already done a bit of the tomato convenience store. So let's do a little bit of training. You got nothing to be sorry for, Kev. It's all good. If I don't know if you're saying sorry to me. Now to be sorry for me. So do a bit of training, strengthen up Rio, because like you say, I do like this game. It actually, you know, if
Maybe
you
I
want to
can
get
practice
stronger,
here.
you have to
Think
go
I'll
and
warm
train.
up a bit.
Again, nice little touch. I suppose it's
get
just, you
sweaty.
know, doing each fight you get experience, and you spend the experience points on X skill or Y skill. You literally, you know, head into a parking lot and actually train in your martial arts, which I like to use different moves. So like the brutal, a tiger, for example, which is this roundhouse kick here. Now you'll notice that when he does it, he ends up facing the opposite way. But if you improve it, so if I get up the move scroll, you improve the move, and you see each move's got like a yellow bar, and if you improve that move so it goes over the middle red bar, every time he does that roundhouse kick, it will not be facing the wrong way around. You'll be turned facing the right way. So he actually masters moves as he does more of them, which means as he's mastering moves, what's that move? Yeah, as he's mastering moves and stuff, he actually becomes a better I like fighter, which I think is pretty damn cool. So just learned a move there. It's the Dark Moon one, which was one of the unknowns. So I've got another unknown here, which is Rain Frost. So usually you can work them out by looking at the audiences. So this one's forward, forward, X, back, back, X, forward, back, X. So this was standard reason, this would be back, forward, X. So let's try back, forward, X. And there we go. Learned Rain Frost, which is a jab straight to the throat. Which I can't seem to do again now I've unlocked it, but never mind. You've got a few other moves in here to learn. I don't necessarily know how to. So you got the Cruel Cyclone, which I don't actually know about that one yet. Could be forward, back, X and A, or forward, back, A. It could be any of those things. So let's just try some combinations out. So Judith adds that his father was murdered on the 18th, on his 18th birthday. I didn't actually know that. That's a Shenmue fact. I didn't know that Ryu's father was murdered on his 18th birthday. There you go. We all. Thank you, Judith, for taking the time to read that and find out for me. Interesting fact. There you go. So Scouse asked me, "What's the greatest gangster film?" Rob, by the way, it's a Goodfellas, which, yeah, I'd agree. A Goodfellas is easily the best a gangster film. I mean, there's a different sorts of gangster films, because you've got like the mobster films, you know, the ones that are like the 1920s or the 1930s, you know, and then you've got you know, different sorts of gangster films. Like you could say something like I mean, is Training Day, would you say that's a gangster film? I suppose that's more around police corruption, isn't it, than a gangsters themselves. There you go. There's a question in return to a Scouse Mouse. What is the definition of a gangster film? And it's not just, you know, a film that has a gangsters in it, because there you go. So they're talking about biltong in the chat, which is like this meat that you can make, buy, skin. I don't know. John knows a lot more about meats than me. I'm not a massive meat person, but yeah, Alice is talking about he's got a place near him which he goes and buys some bits and pieces from. I'm sure. Actually, I'm pretty hungry. I should have actually ate something before I started. I've got a couple of throw moves I haven't learned yet, which is the shoulder buster, which I know is an awesome move. It's really hard to pull off, but it is an awesome move. And the Tengu drop. They are back forwards B and back forwards, but I don't know if you can learn them in training. I can't remember, so we'll have to have a go at that next time we do a bit of training. So 6 PM in Shenmue time, another couple of hours to kill, and then we can head back home and start the next day. You got Kiryu-san. Go and have a chat with Tom.
Tom,
Hi!
you're looking good.
I'm always chillin'.
He's always chilling.
If you ever need help, just ask me, okay?
Thanks.
Anton adds, The Sopranos is the best gangster TV show. Yeah, I did. I never got all the way through The Sopranos, but yeah, I did enjoy what I saw. I think I watched the first like 4 seasons or so when it was going. I don't know. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yeah. So if anyone didn't know as well, or anyone who's a Shenmue person, there's a shop in here where you can go and buy some move scrolls, which I plan to do throughout this game. I want to get all of them before I move on to Shenmue 2. But you have to buy them at the right time, because you buy them all from the start, you end up with no yen, which means you can't go to the arcade and stuff, which, you know, you have to be a little bit financially prudent. You've seen Breaking Bad, Dexter 24. I've seen Breaking Bad, haven't seen Dexter 24. I rate Breaking Bad. I don't know. I know a lot of people revere Breaking Bad as the best thing that's ever been on TV ever, but I don't know. For me, there was a lot of a filler. I mean, there were some really good episodes in Breaking Bad, and yeah, a lot of really good bits they did that I really enjoyed. So these two moves to 2,000 and 3,000, so it's 5,000 yen altogether. I'm not going to buy any today. I'm going to come back when I've got a bit more money. So yeah, Breaking Bad is one of those TV shows which I really appreciate, and I've only watched once, and I don't think I'd watch through again. I don't know, when I watched it, I found like there was a lot of filler in Breaking Bad. Like you'd have something cool happen for an episode, then you'd be, you know, next episode it will be a white trying to find a fly in his lab for 55 minutes. And I just felt overall Breaking Bad was good, but was paced very poorly. Whereas I think there's other shows out there that do pacing much better, and I think it gets off the hook a bit. Personally, that's my view on Breaking Bad. Let's go in the arcade again. We've got, you know, hour and a half to kill. Why not get some arcade on the go? I'm not going to do any of the QTE titles because it completes my attention away. Yeah, and how many times in Breaking Bad do you have to watch someone eat breakfast? It's unreal. You don't need to watch someone eat breakfast that many times. So let's go for a bit of Hang On.
One game, 100 yen.
I suppose one of my, if I was to sort of
Guess I'll
talk
try it.
about TV shows that I really, really love. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but this is really good TV show. I think it's really good. TV series on Netflix, made by the BBC. It's called A Line of Duty. It's kind of a police corruption sort of story, which I know is overdone to hell, but you know, go and watch it. And I'd say get yourself to the 3rd episode, and then you'll be completely hooked. It's one of the best TV series I've seen in the past a few years. Really enjoyed it. Been watching a lot of the you know, Netflix and documentaries recently. Oh god. Okay, don't use the D-pad is the key advice I give people when they play Hang On Shenmue. Don't use the D-pad because it locks you, whereas the analog stick seems to return you back to normal state. I think I've already lost this game before. You know what? You dishonor your family. Oh, I didn't notice they had a little Adobe sign in the background on this game before. I wonder if that was in the original Hang On or whether they added it in for the Shenmue. Oh no, they've got a Shenmue. No, they must have added it in. Yeah, a little Shenmue thing. I never noticed that before. Yeah, keep an eye on them. In the background, you've got Adobe there, which is the town that I'm in. Okay, we're starting to make some time now, but to be fair, I don't think I'm even going to get past the first round here. Old racing games, eh? Oh god. Do they break the rules but get results? I can't remember who they are now, but I'm sure they do. Yeah, that was a very poor attempt on Hang On. Not even in the top 5. Livid. Look at that. So we all know AAA is the best high score name of all time. It's the true mark of a genius, I feel. You know, you don't need to put your name on it. You can just go AAA has beaten your score. Screw you. Right. So 7 o'clock. So I'm going to take a slow wander back to the house, take in the sights of Shenmue. Oh, Scousemaster, yes, the Line of Duty. Yeah, do they break the rules, but by God, they get results? No, they don't. They're very much... Line of Duty is one of the ones where they keep very strictly inside the law and stuff, and very rarely break the rules, which I think makes it a slightly different in that respect. But yeah, definitely recommend you watch it if you ain't got anything to watch or find yourself, like I do, many a night flicking through Netflix going, no. In fact, I'd argue I'd spend more time browsing through a Netflix than actually watching things on it. I'm very, very hard for me to start something. It's very hard to start something new, and a lot of covers and descriptions and trailers put me off stuff very easily. So yeah, I find it hard to start new series. Series, I think that's a word. Yeah, new series is on Netflix. So if anyone's wondering why I'm walking and not sort of sprinting back home, is because I can't sleep until 8 PM. Oh, triggered a scene. Guys, what scene's this? Oh, it's a fight. Have I done this before? Oh, it's these guys. I have done this before.
It's you guys again.
Felipe's joined us again. Hi again, Felipe. And Paddy. Hey, Paddy. Thanks for dropping in.
I have nothing to say to you guys.
Ooh.
Think you can run away?
They've been breeding. Apparently, you have to wear a certain coat. Yeah, come on, bitches. With your stupid coats. Oh my god, I'm getting bum fucked. Come on. Oh, he's got his headbutts on. Come on, Rio, sort it out. That's bad. Oh no, I might lose this one. Come on, get up, Rio. waste it. Yeah. There we go, we're getting control of this fight now. Oh no. Come on, Rio. I don't know why I'm saying come on, Rio, even though it's me controlling him. Oh, pit blow. Finished him off with pit blow. Paddy adds, you look particularly ravishing tonight, darling. Thank you very much. I haven't brushed my hair or anything, but I did have a shower earlier in preparation. Haven't showered for a few days, so I thought
I don't have time.
there we go. Blue Mountain State has been chipped in by Felipe as something to watch on Netflix.
Don't ever
Can't
come near
say
me
I
again.
know it, but yeah, I'll definitely check out half an episode because I'm kind of in between TV shows at the minute, so I'm definitely taking recommendations for new shows to watch on Netflix if anyone's got anything they want to put out there. So we have 13 people in the stream at the minute. Thanks for everyone for who's coming in and just watching us and stuff. If you can't see, and I hate to drone on about, we're trying to hit 150 subs by the end of March, which, you know, is a very unrealistic goal. But, you know, we're not too far away from it. And if anyone's watching this and, you know, is sort of even half enjoying it, would really appreciate the sub. We are a tiny channel. And this is our 100th a video on our channel, which we're really proud of. We've done 100 videos in just under a year, which... We've done a few streams recently, but most of them are mostly pre-made YouTube videos. And yeah, really appreciate if anyone is enjoying this, just to hit that subscribe button and just go, hey, I like your guys' stuff. And I'll be like, oh, and it will touch us in that special place. Scousman adds Prison Break is very good in his opinion. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these sort of American 20 seasons, 24 episodes a season sort of series. I just can't do them. Have I got any cat food? Feed the cat. Got chocolate. Oh, I've got some milk. Let's go and feed the cat some milk. Actually, I'll do it in the morning because I've got nothing in the morning. Scousman, he would sub, but he's only really enjoying it about 40%, which is fair. You know, I really feel like you should only sub if you're enjoying it 50% or more. Anything less, and you know, you're just wasting your time. Alistair adds that he stopped watching Prison Break after 3 seasons. They can only break out of so many prisons, which yeah, absolutely true. I have to admit, without it being like I only like stuff from my own country, but I really like British shows. Oh, got another cutscene. Oh, cutscene mad tonight. Oh, this is. I sometimes used to do this in the morning, but what's going on here?
I promise to avenge you.
Well, Felipe adds poor cat. It will starve during the night. It probably will, but you know, I don't hate the player, hate the game, I suppose.
Yo-san, let's spar for a bit, huh? It's been a while. All right.
I should have went to bed first and done this in the morning. You know, we're just wasting time here. Well, not wasting time, you know, we could sleep. Do this to waste time in the morning, but there you go. Let's beat up. The thing I like about this fight, if you don't press any buttons, he can't actually hurt you. Rio just does this like, screw you. You are nowhere near as powerful as me. There's also a few moves that you can do where he tells you not to use them because they're kind of are designed to really hurt and break bones and stuff. Oh, look at you. Yeah, taste my foot.
That's the Fuku-san I know.
Elbow assault. My favourite move. Love that stuff. Yeah. Taste my heel. And we're off. Ooh. Come on. Son, you little shit. Alistair said show to watch is Pretty Little Lies. Yeah, and my partner watched that, which you know what, it's too much for me. I'm really, like I said, I'm really
That was a good one.
not a massive fan of these sort of US TV shows where everyone's absolutely fucking stunning, and for some reason they just can't sort of exist in something that even slightly resembles the real world and stuff. It's like we were saying the other day. It's like these crime shows where, like, there's a new a psychopath who in this week's episode who's gone out and murdered 12 babies, and you just think, God, if you worked at that place, you'll be traumatized. The amount of dark stuff that happens. You know, a Criminal Minds thing it was. Last 13 seasons, and they have a different a psychopath pretty much every week, and you think, God, if it's just not the way the world is, really. There's a lot of dark people, but
I don't know yet.
so we've got someone called Danny Brusos. Why your vending machines are a fake brand, not Coke, Fanta, or Sprite? Yeah, in the at least the European version that I'm aware of. So I'm playing the European version of this game on the Dreamcast because I'm in the UK. Is I know they weren't allowed to use a Coca-Cola brand on the vending machine, so they sort of just made their own in-game brand, I believe.
Is that why you started training?
Scouts wants to add a loofah. Yeah, I really like a loofah. It's a little OTT, but I think that's what I quite enjoy about it.
I must go.
Alistair's offered to binge watch some shows with my partner, which, you know, sure, we'll go nuts.
You overheard?
I really wanted to do this in the morning.
Please don't pursue this, Ryo-san.
I have to. Please step aside.
I'm begging you.
I think it was the start of the fame for Idris Elba. Idris Elba, I think he was in The Wire or something like that, like some American crime show before that. And a lot of people were quite surprised that he was British when he did Luther. So I think it was the show before he did Luther that got him big. Well, got him known, and I'd agree with you that Luther got him big. You know, sort of started pushing him into Hollywood and that. Really wish I did this in the morning because I needed to kill time till 3 in the afternoon, and now all this is happening. Danny had to go to sleep and I said, yeah, I know, right? It's 3:30 and his day's up.
This came right after Hazuki Sensei passed away.
Shouldn't have done this at night. Should have done it in the morning. Now I'm gonna have to kill loads of time until I meet Charlie at 3 in the afternoon tomorrow. Playthrough's not gone smoothly, I'll tell you. Thank God I'm not doing a speed run here, I tell you. Judith adds she loves Criminal Minds, yeah. I've been catching bits of it, but I have to admit, like I said, I find it really hard to commit to those really long TV shows, like, you know, the ones where you're signing up for 400 hours of watching in order to get all the way through it. I can't do it.
Thank you, Ryo-san.
Ryo-san's just promised her he won't pursue it, which bit. Well, what are your values, Rio? Tell you, what are your values? So, I'm gonna sleep and start the next day. Oh, so I actually forgot about the training on this. So in this, when you go back to bed, you can set your training. So if you wanted to focus on one move in particular, you set that, and then every time you go into training, it just pumps up that move, or you can focus on just on arms or legs or throws, which I thought was really good. But I kind of just quite leaving it flat, and then you progress on the moves that you do. So Any-san gave me a letter written in Chinese, and I've got to meet Charlie at U Arcade at 3 PM. So Scousemaster says, I love the realism in this game, but there's one part where it's excessive. Get yourself some questions lined up where you get a job. You know what? I really enjoy the forklift stuff. I proper try and earn as much as I can. There are times where I actually manage to, especially in the first 2 or 3 days when you're doing the forklift, I actually manage to finish all the work I do before the end of the day. Danny adds he plays Shenmue on an emulator with no DC for the PC, with download IC and a PSX2 pad. Yeah, see,
Ryo-san, What were you talking about with Ina-san?
I have emulated this game a few
Whoa.
times, and it just comes with those, you know, those little
Is that a
graphical
letter?
imperfections. Like I'm playing
Chinese?
this on my Dreamcast because it's always the best way to play it, to be
Is
honest.
it
Yeah.
from the man who
But
murdered
yeah,
Sensei?
it's a weird one because if you don't have a Dreamcast, and you know, and even if you do have a Dreamcast, they're really hard now to put into HD TVs. So yeah, I understand why people don't. And not as that, the original versions of Shenmue and Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast are bloody expensive. And Kevin adds, he suggests watching A Little Pony. And Anton adds the job in Shenmue 2 where you carry over the crates easy money. Yeah, it was. Although I always found the best thing to do with the money, especially, you know how you had to stay in hotels and stuff, and you know you pay your rent each morning to stay in the hotel that you're in. I just found if you don't pay it, there's no consequence, so I just never paid it. I was like, oh cool, so let's go and feed the cat. The morning. We are a nice guy, and we didn't feed it last night, so let's give the cat some milk. There we go. That will make
Here's your
wee
milk.
little
Drink up.
a Megumi happy. Oh right, Anton meant in
Yeah,
real
she'll
life.
get better
Yeah,
if she drinks
if
her
that
milk.
was a job, you literally move a crate 20 meters from one pallet to another. Which don't understand why they didn't just move the pallet as opposed to, you know. But there you go. Bless them. Yeah, I don't think they concentrated too much on the job thing on the second game. That they had it in there, and you had to do like a little bit of it as part of the story, but it wasn't at all part of it. I think we're about to get in a fight here, from what I remember. Charlie doesn't meet you at the arcade, and instead he intercepts you on the way into town. Intercepts. Love that term.
What's wrong?
I can't act for shit, that's what's wrong.
Took my soccer ball.
Oh no you didn't. Don't take a
Give
kid's
it back
soccer.
if I brought it to him
What? Where is he?
at the construction site.
Rio's not happy about this site. What's the weirdest food combination you love? Super noodles and beans. I love that shit.
You.
Put super noodles and beans,
I
same
knew
tin,
you
I give it a
couldn't
mix.
resist, boy.
What?
Great, a lunchtime snack, bro.
Remember the tattoo parlor? Payback time. Here, catch.
Go home.
What?
I remember this fight can be. I always remember the guy with the light coloured trousers in this always being a bit of a bastard at the fight. But I don't know. I don't think you. I think you fight him by the time you move to the harbour. Oh, screw you, Mr. The counter guy. Tell you what, the dodging on this first game is sometimes completely awful. I think the second game really improves on the fighting engine. There you go, son. Sit down.
That's enough.
Huh?
Yeah. That scene always makes me laugh.
Damn!
Hell yeah.
Don't think you can get away with this.
So Paddy adds
Are you
a
okay?
Nutella whipped cream on a teaspoon, or on Al, who
Shish.
Weetabix chopped
Hey,
in
are you
half with
Chinese?
butter.
Yes, my name's Xiaogong. What's your name?
Scousman adds he personally
Suzuki.
enjoys this the fight scene loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do as well. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's just kicking the football in his face is very satisfying. So at the moment, so now Charlie will not be meeting you at 3 p.m. But instead now you've got a letter that was handed to you in Chinese. So I need to find someone who can translate the Chinese for me. So that kid was actually Chinese that we just helped out there. So there's a few threads that you can head down here in order to find out what you do. You know, either the guy that we've been seeing a lot and we help occasionally buy him a Coke and stuff. You can head down that thread and talk to him, and then he points out where you need to go. Or you can go and find the boy that you've just saved who's on the other side of town, talk to him, and that will take you down that thread to then take you to the mum's shop, to this shop where you can get your letter translated. So I usually do the one where you help the guy buy that, which if you go to the Chinese restaurant and show it to him, they say go and find that guy and then he will be standing there. But let's go and find the boy, which I believe he's standing by the bakery from what I remember. I haven't played this game in a while though, so forgive me. We're going to run down here, and like I said, I believe he's standing by the bakery. I could be completely wrong. Near here, Guao Mo or something? Is that him? There he is. I knew he was there. See? Judy Vaz, what's your worst habit? And Paddy adds, a loving Rob too hard.
Hi, Gowen.
Come on, let's play.
Yeah.
Next time, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Jaw,
kinda busy
it's
now.
curse
By the way, Gowen, you're Chinese,
and a weakness.
aren't
Yup,
you? I'm looking for somebody who can read a letter written in Chinese.
my grandmother can.
Your grandmother?
What's your worst habit?
About your grandmother?
Her name is Sha Sholi.
Really hard to
She's
say. I think
real
if you ask my
life.
partner, she'll be able to tell you
Where is
loads.
she?
But
At the shop.
suppose
Shop?
smoking,
Which
really.
shop?
You know, I smoke,
She
which
sells
I shouldn't,
dishes
but
and stuff.
I think it makes me look really cool, and
It's called
everyone gives me loads of
Roxia.
You
like
mean
respect.
Roxia
So
China shop,
that's why I
right?
keep doing it.
It says Roxia in big letters next to the door.
I'll go
This
see
kid's
her.
really
Thanks.
fucking simple. Oh, you're not going to do well at school. So we're going to go to the Russia China shop now, which missed a few pages out. That's normally if you go down to the Ajiichi and stuff, and they tell you about the guy, and you know. But yeah, doing that thing for the boy, go and talk to him, just is a bit of a faster way of getting to where you need to go, as opposed to going to the Chinese restaurant and then going to the vending machine, spending 100 yen, and then asking him, which tells you to go there. Scousman, what's it or Quaver? What's it, hands down. You can't beat the cheesiness of the what's it. You know, I know Quavers are also cheesy, but they're not quite as cheesy as a what's it. And the one that is cheesier is the one that I'll probably go for. So yeah. So we're not far from the end of disc 1 here. It's quite exciting. We're going to be doing a disc change, which, like I said, this is our 100th video on Twisted Bard Gaming, and our Paddy's gone and prepared a little bit of a treat for you all, which you'll see whilst I'm just doing the disc change and stuff, which I hope. I really enjoyed it. It made me laugh for at least
May I
half an
help
hour.
you?
Excuse me, are you Xiao-san?
Yes, that's right.
Trust
And
Al
you
to say
are?
Quaver. That's got Al written all over it.
I'm Ryo Hazuki.
Who goes Quaver over a fucking what's it?
Hazuki-san? Oh yes.
So in this
my
scene,
grandson.
this lady teaches you about reverse
Go and told me.
reverse a kanji, which is
Thank
basically
you very much.
an ancient Chinese language written backwards, but also with different characters
You
as well,
helped
which is
him
really
at
hard to
Sakuragaoka.
translate.
Oh, I remember.
He was so excited when he told me. He now aspires to grow strong and brave, just like you.
It was
So
nothing
yeah, you
really.
can tell this is a proper stream because I actually had a proper screencast
So
on them
what
in this
brings
because
you
I
here?
genuinely have
Well,
to change the
I have
disc
a letter I'd like you to
and
translate.
reboot the game.
Okay.
Danny adds, why is
kanji.
Nozomi so frigid? I have no idea. I've
Reversed.
spent the past 16 years of my
Yes,
life
but
trying to
they
crack
aren't
that,
just
and
reversed left to right.
there's no scene. I mean, you
They're
get some
written in a
more
special
satisfying
style.
scenes in
Could
Shenmue,
you
especially
read it
if
for me?
you wait long enough and wait after Christmas. There's a lot of scenes that happen around
Yes,
Christmas
of
between
course.
Ryo and I like Hazuki.
Beware
Ryo
of
and
those
Hazuki? No,
who
Ryo and
pursue the mirror. If you
and
ever
Nozomi?
need help, seek the aid of Master Chen. Ju Yuan Da.
Ju Yong-da. Master Chen?
Trying to get caught up with the chat.
Oh,
So we
there's
currently have
something
9
written on the
people in
back,
here,
too.
as you can see just below me. We're trying to hit our subscriber target of 150 by the end of March, which quite an unrealistic target, but you know, you got to set yourself these goals in your life. So if you're not subscribed at the minute, and you know, and you wouldn't mind supporting a very small YouTube channel, very tiny small YouTube channel, who, you know, it really makes our day every time we get one. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, we'll be eternally grateful and in debt to your family.
Ancient characters are numbers.
A phone number?
Yes.
So they're giving you
0468
a phone number here, which we have to call.
5647.
0468 615647, right? I've got it. Thank you very much.
Gonna go ring that phone number, which is a payphone just by the tobacco shop at the end of De Wuita. So we'll go and have a look at that. Yeah, I definitely need to sort out the chat box underneath me. I'm seeing a lot of people coming up in this sort of weird green, which you can't really say. You can see what people are saying, but you can't really see who's saying it. So definitely a bit of work to do, but I'm pleased the chat's actually flowing through this week, because I put it up on last week and it didn't work. So yeah, we're going to go to the tobacco bit. Store it on your mobile reel. Yeah, there's another thing this game used to have to do. You used to have to memorise the phone numbers, which I actually memorised quite a lot of them. And you don't actually have to use like the area code or anything. So we're gonna use this phone here. And before I do, it's 614-647, I believe, which 615-64. Come on, that was close, guys, wasn't it? Considering I haven't played this game for 4 or 5 years, for me to still remember that number. 615-647 is the number that we need to ring. A lot of people didn't know that you actually don't have to put in the area code. You can just put in the last bit. So 10 yen, 6, 1, 5, 6, 4. And there we go.
Hello? Mother's Earth.
Mother's Earth, comrades.
Comrades.
Father's Heaven.
9 dragons.
9 dragons.
Warehouse number 8.
Warehouse number 8?
You. Who are you?
Isn't this the Chen residence? Oops.
So Danny adds, he's from Lloret de Mar. I think I said that right. In Spain, there are no tourists like Nozomi here. Yeah. Unfortunately, in the UK, we don't have many Nozomis in here. So they said something there about warehouse number 8, and you got to find a way to find out warehouse number 8. Now you can do that by checking, as we're doing there. 0468 is actually an area code in Japan. So if you look at the telephone book here, telephone directory, look through that, you'll be able to find out. There's also, I love the fact that you can do things in different ways, or there's a phone number for the telephone a directory which you can call and ask, you know, what's the area code for 0468. Fucking love this game. Anton says, love the sound of the rotary phone. Don't we all? It's bloody great.
61. Got it. 61.
For some reason I am Rob. Alistair is my dad, which, you know, with him being 7 years or so younger than me, we've got to find out Amihama, which is a bus ride away, so we get to go to a new part of the game. We'll talk to this woman.
Which way is Amihama?
She'll tell you have to get in the bus.
That's the harbor.
And we're about to do a disc swap, guys.
I haven't gone there in a while, but if you turn right onto the main
Here's another thing that you guys are going to love about this game is
there.
there's a bus stop where you literally have to wait for a bus. You know, I think the bus comes every half an hour in game.
There's a bus stop.
Thank you.
So there we go. We found out the bus stop, which is just here. So depending on the day of the week, whether it's Monday to Friday or Saturday and Sunday, the buses come at different times. which tells you here. So weekdays it comes on the hour and a half past. On Saturdays it's at 1/4 and 1/4, and on holidays 1/4 and 1/4. So at the minute, oh, there you go. There's the bus. Did that well. Off we go to Amihama, the harbour, which will actually take us to disc 2 of Shenmue. We've completed the first disc, the first of the 3 discs that come. Well, you actually get 4 discs with Shenmue, but the last one's like passport. And there we go. The way this works is you use your save file, and then you literally have to turn your Dreamcast off. And so we're gonna have a little 1-minute break, 1-2-minute break, whilst I change the disc, reboot it all up, and I might go and grab a drink and have a quick wee as well. Whilst do that, I'm going to leave you with something that Paddy knocked up for you all, which is just going to be for you guys as a celebration for our 100th thing. So yeah, we will be back very soon with disc 2 of Shenmue. Hey guys, we're back. Just click that back on, and there we go. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that. When Paddy sent me that last night, I almost had me in tears. So I thought I'd turn it into the wait screen whilst I changed discs. So hopefully we didn't lose many viewers through that one, but there you go. So we're gonna load up disc 2 of Shenmue and carry on our story while we arrive at the harbour. on our trail for warehouse number 8. That's what we're trying to find. 12:18 p.m. on December the 7th, 1986. Had a quick break, ran to the fridge and grabbed a Snickers. Smashed it, man. Smashed it. Paddy adds, Rob found the image. Yeah, I unfortunately have had to do some horrible Google searches in the name of this a channel over the course of the past 100 videos we made. Worst being was for the stuttering through I did for the weird Flash games. There's a joke I made about watching porn of your favourite cartoon characters, and I did this little a cutaway where I pretended I was watching porn of Tom and Jerry, but in order to sell that, I had to find noises of cats having sex, which obviously typing in a cat orgasm into Google just to try find some audio for it was not a pleasant experience, let's say. Especially the fact that I have Skull says the sub count dropped to 120, which, you know. So we've got to find warehouse number 8. So we're gonna look around the harbour and try and find warehouse number 8. Which now we're gonna meet one of the weirder characters in Shenmue.
I said hand over all
Goro.
your money.
In the American dub is voiced really weird.
Huh? No more. Don't mess with me.
We've got another QTE happening here.
Stop it! And just who are you? Don't you know that blackmail is way uncool? Thinks you tough, eh? Yu Suzuki from Suka High.
Hazuki.
Yeah? So what? I ain't afraid of him. I can take this geek.
Come on then, let's do it.
Gah!
B and A, I think.
Goro-san.
Or A and B, forget.
Hey, you. Wait. Damn.
Oh no,
You think you can make a fool out of me?
missed the
Asshole.
QTA. Rio just got clocked in the face. He should have went to the ground. He just took it on the chin though. Check that out. Rio's
Whoa,
hard.
You've had it now. Oh!
Always see this move, and I just don't think he kicks him that hard. You know, when he flips around and kicks him in the ribs.
Oh, pretty tough after all.
Scout said, God, that's a method
I have a question.
editing there. Yeah, I thought I'd try a bit more harder with this week.
What is
Are you referring to our transitions and stuff I put into this?
Warehouse number 8.
Into this?
Where is it?
I tried to, because last week it was quite raw, and I tried to have an end screen, a wait screen, sorry, a start screen, a wait screen, and an end screen for this stream. So,
And to the right.
trying out to be a little bit more.
Well,
Danny adds, what an idiot the Rockabilly guy is. He is, yeah, one hell of an idiot. Hell of an idiot. So yeah, we've got 10 people in the stream. As you can see below us, we've got a sub target just below me. We're trying to hit 150 before the end of March, which, you know, if you're not a subscriber already, would really appreciate you just going and hitting that subscribe button for us. We're only a tiny, weeny, mini little channel on YouTube, and every subscriber we get genuinely means the world to us. So warehouse number 8 is through here, and you can see a big 8 over it there. There's warehouse number 8, but as soon as you walk in, they'll have a go at me and tell me you're not allowed in. Screw you, forklift.
Wait a minute. Hey, you're not authorized. Get out now.
I can't see why you don't have the choice just to kick the guy square in the side of the head, but there you go.
I wonder if there's another way in.
Oh, Skull Smells meant actually referring to the effort you went into the real cat orgasms. Yeah, well, you know, you want to make it feel a lot authentic. So you got to find another way in, which fortunately, in good old computer game fashion, you walk around the back and there's a way for you to climb up. You can see a different, a coloured box there. I wonder what that is for. So,
An open window. I'll need to boost myself up there.
but yeah, that was quite a traumatizing experience. Pleased the video's done. I don't ever plan to do that bit again. Oh. also got this little a pop-up thing that should happen on, you know, on the Streamlabs thing that we set up, that when someone subscribes should pop up going, ah, da, 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 someone subscribed, but irony is no one has yet. But I'd like to see that work at least once during this stream. Rob assumed someone would be knowledgeable enough to recognise when the cat was faking it. Yeah. Well, you know, you want to get it off. I mean, I actually found it on a YouTube a video. So you know, if you're interested in that sort of content, you go on to YouTube. There's plenty of videos of cats having orgasms, and I actually browsed more than one to find the right one. First one didn't do it for me. I think it was the third or fourth video that I watched. So I went in this room, which I shouldn't have, because there's genuinely nothing in here from what.
This looks like an office.
Well done, Rio. Top-notch investigation. I mean, it doesn't look like an office. It looks more like a canteen, but your investigation skills are lacking, Rio. Danny, will you finish the video game tonight? I'm going to try and get as far through it as I can tonight. I mean, we're at 11 o'clock in my time now. I'm probably going to go through till about 1 in the morning-ish, something like that. So I don't imagine I'll finish the game tonight. But I want to make good progress on it. Because I want to do... We streamed the first part of this last Saturday. And I want to do the whole of Shenmue in probably 4 or 5 streams, I think it will take. I think.
Can you call over to the old warehouse number 8? Okay, got it.
So we've just found out there's another warehouse number 8, which for you know, in terms of planning for your harbour, is very poor to have 2 warehouse number 8s in the same harbour, even though one's in the old harbour and one's in the new harbour. I mean, you know, when you made the new harbour, you'd go, all right, how many numbers are in that place? Oh, there's 10. All right, well, that one's number 11, 12. You know, it makes no sense. So now we've got to find the old warehouse number 8, so we're just going to jump down. It would be awkward if someone you knew came over and saw that without explanation. Yeah, I mean, my partner, she often, you know, she sees me when I'm working on our videos and stuff, and there's, you know, even when I was trying to find those pictures we used for the middle bit, you know, my Google term was naked man lying down, which, you know, when Google a safe search is turned off, is not a fun experience whatsoever. So talk to this woman. I think she tells you where the old warehouse number 8 is.
I need to get to the old warehouse district, but...
The old warehouse district. It's just up the street.
Great. Thank you very much.
Judith says just to test a theory. What theory is that? I might have lost that in chat, so apologies. I'm not following. So the old warehouse district, district is actually down here. So we're going to run down here. Review. And you can see Tom's Hot Dogs is down here. Where the hell's Tom though? Tom, oh, he's there. He just didn't pop in. So we're going to run down here, and this is the old warehouse district where we talked to this guy.
Excuse me, do you have business here? I need to ask you something. Do you know the old warehouse district? The old warehouse district is in back of here. What about it? How do I get inside? It's closed to the general public. Only authorized personnel can get in. I have business with someone inside.
For Rob or anyone in chat, what's the place you'd most want to visit in the world?
I see.
I'd really like to go to Hong Kong at some point. I think that's a place. I mean, it's really weird for me to say that because I'm not very good in crowds, and Hong Kong's a very crowded place. But I don't know, just something about Chinese culture. I would love to go, and you know, when I've gone abroad on holidays and stuff, you know, you go to places that, you know, got slightly different cultures, but I've never been to somewhere that's truly everything is different to, you know, to the food, to the people, to, you know, and mannerisms, everything, you know, everything's completely different. I think that would be really cool. So, do we have to wait until night time now? Someone tells you that the guards shift.
Hey, you! This place isn't open to the public.
Danny
Go
adds,
on,
do you have
now.
Shenmue 2? I don't, but I'm going to be buying the Dreamcast copy of it in
Gotta
about
wait till
a
tonight.
week. So I will have it by the end of next week. So I plan to do a Shenmue 2 stream after this stream, which I've been wanting to stream these games for ages, but I was holding out for the HD remasters, which I do believe are going to come, but then I just got really impatient after playing the Yakuza series. So we've got to wait till night time now in order to get into the warehouse. Now, from what I remember, if you run to back to the lunch stand, there's a little bit of a cutscene that you can help out with. I think it's now anyway, which you can get you in a bit of a fight or a QTE or something. Anton adds he would live in New Zealand. The weather is similar but less rain. That's great, and it's a beautiful place actually compared to like the UK and stuff. Absolutely beautiful place. Alistair says somewhere in the Empire, relive the glory days.
Hi, Mai.
John adds the Congo or Argentina.
Lend me some money. No way.
Why not? Come on, lend me some.
I said no. I know you'd only waste it.
Prude! See if I ask you any more.
Which is so rude.
Mai?
Oh dear.
Hisaka-san.
Alistair, New Zealand is his
Hiya.
favourite place. It does look beautiful.
What's wrong?
From things I've seen in
Mai's
Lord of the
hanging with
Rings.
a bad crowd and treating our family bad.
My only two things I know
She
about New
wasn't like
Zealand,
that
or like have
before.
been exposed to about New Zealand,
Really?
is Lord of the Rings and the
could
Flight
you
of the
talk to her?
Conchords. So I've only had positive
She won't
experiences
listen
come
to
out
me
of New
at
Zealand.
all.
Me?
Yes, considering you've known her since she was young. Please,
Um,
talk to her.
So they're talking about shoe sizes in the chat, which I don't know. Well, yeah, I'll help her. Of course I will. Talking
I'll
about
try.
shoe sizes in the chat.
Really?
Feel
It'd
free to
help
guess
me
my
out.
shoe size.
Okay.
She's somewhere in the harbor, behind the warehouses.
I'll go check.
So we decided to help this person out who's being a bit rude to her sister. And you know what? It's Japan in the 80s, and you can't be going around being rude to your family. It's just not on. The Rio's going to go and drop kick her right in the face. You disrespect your family. Which obviously you can't talk like that nowadays. It's rude. So this is the homeless guy who asks you if you help him buy some coffee.
I keep telling you, stay out of here. How'd that bum get in here anyway? No idea.
John's guessed 10, Alice's guessed 11. You're both pretty much right, pretty much. A 10 or 11. So Danny said he hasn't started it yet. He's only done Shenmue 1. When I finish this time, he's gonna start the second game. I really enjoyed Shenmue 2. In some ways, I enjoyed it more than Shenmue 1, but in some ways, I enjoyed Shenmue 1 more than Shenmue 2. I think Shenmue 2 has a much better story and much more better cinematic moments, and I think of running up through the building in a Kowloon and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Shenmue 1 is very intimate and is got a lot of charm, a lot of personality to it, and they're very. Hopefully, the people who go through the stream with us will see the differences between Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, which are quite subtle, because obviously they're built in the same game engine, and the principles are exactly the
I
same.
guess I'll take this over to him.
So I'm going to buy the homeless man a coffee, because we are nice like that. So yeah, my shoes are size I generally buy either 10 or 11. And you know what they say about people with big shoes? Big socks is what they say about people with big shoes or big feet.
So warm. Much obliged, young man.
Mister, where do you live?
In this here harbor.
This
Long
guy
about
later on in the game
3
teaches you
years,
just some
I
moves
reckon.
and stuff. He actually keeps you really cool move, which you use to
Really?
swing yourself behind people and chop them in the neck. Really hard to do, but
Well,
really cool
take care of
when you pull it
yourself.
off. Judith adds she's a size 5. Oh, that's mini feet. miniature. Are you quite short then? The Judith. Is that rude to ask someone what their height is? Yeah. Size 5, I would say they are pretty. That leads me to believe that you're on the shorter side anyway, Judith. But you know, no judgment here. You can be short. It's cool, bruh. It's a cool fam. So we're gonna beat up a woman now for a bit.
What are you doing?
Mike, your sister's worried about you. Let's go home.
Who the hell is this?
Oh dear.
Screw off, asshole!
Gonna get hit by a plank of wood.
Piss off!
Not so bright, are you?
Bastard! I'm gonna kick your ass!
CE time.
Let me go!
You shouldn't play with stuff like this.
Really? Fuck.
What are you doing?
I'm not going to preach to you, Mai. But you shouldn't treat your sister that way. Not family.
Anton adds he loves how it's warm in the cold cans. And Japan's always has cool vending machines, yeah. Never really understood that anymore. He's like, oh, this coffee's really warm, but you just bought it from it anyway. A Kev adds a kiss off, which, you know, heaven forbid they say the word a piss in a sort of pre-2005 a video game, eh? Judith adds she's short by Dutch standards. I never knew that it was a Dutch standard in height. Never thought to research it. Don't know if there's a UK standard. I'm assuming there is. Assuming there's like general average height of each a country out there as a metric. John adds Dutch men are some of the taller ones, aren't they? And Danish are the tallest. John, you don't half know some really random and weird facts. How would you know that? What point in what intersection in your life where you supplied that piece of information where you know, felt like you said, oh, I should retain that information in case I need it, which you did. Tomato convenience store, guys. Oh my god. Don't worry, they give us stuff to do even in the harbour. So now we just got to wait until the guards change shift at 7 PM, which they do say 8 on this, but you can go there at 7 PM. This is a bit, if you wanted to fast forward the game quite a bit, and I don't know, say if you wanted to see some of the scenes that happen after Christmas, there's a bit here where you're trying to sneak into the warehouse, and you can get some capsule toys. We go for automobiles, harbour items, or Miss Sager.
I love these.
Anton Tomato convenience store.
I should buy one.
But they should open them up. Everywhere. If there was one near me, I'd go there all the time, especially if they played that music over and over again, even though it would probably drive the people who work there absolutely potty. Like, you'd literally only be able to work there for about a half a year, and then you'd have to leave. Oh, duplicate ones. Jeez Louise.
Maybe I should get another.
Lordy Lord. We've got a couple hours to kill. Might as well spend all of the pocket money that Rio gets. Who we got this time? Is that a Knights again?
Hey, what's this?
Oh, it's a different one though. Getting a bit of a Knights collection all the time on the go. Got Knights 1 and Knights 2 now. It's really good if you get whole sets, because when you get into Shenmue 2, you can sell your capsule toys in sets, and if you got you know, a whole set of certain ones, you can sell them for a lot more in the pawn shops. You got different tapes you can buy as well, which you can listen to on your tape player. Again, these items here are the general. I'm going to buy something just for the cat. In case you can buy milk. You buy the dried fish, actually it comes with multiple portions, so.
This one.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
John adds he reads a lot of shit. Well, yeah, that is true. You do poo a lot, from what from my experience,
Thank you very much.
which would lead to a lot of toilet reading. Okay, so we have Oh, I have to go and tell the sister that everything's alright. Forgot about that. Skulls hasn't surveyed millions of like women, which I'd say, what have you been doing with your life if you haven't been doing that? So yeah, just a gentle little nudgy reminder for anyone who is watching this who isn't subscribed to us. We're trying to get to the target of 150 subscribers by the end of March, which for us is a very unrealistic goal, but it's a goal that we've set ourselves nonetheless. So if you are watching this and you're, having a general good time, or in general just want to be a little bit of supportive of a very small channel, it would be really appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to go talk to the sister and let her know that everything's right with her family and stuff.
How did it go, Ryo?
Not sure, but it's her decision. By the way, Hisaka-san.
What is it?
So Scout says when he's about 5'10 and 5'11. Yeah, I'm
it's a bit
pretty much
far.
dead on
It's just up the
6
street.
feet, I
have
think.
to go make a
Last time I
delivery
was
there now.
measured. Anton says the caramel looks tasty. I don't know, the caramel looks...
to the
If I had a
security
full
office
bar of
there.
just a caramel, that would be bloody grim, I think.
Hisaka-san, I could make the delivery for you.
Oh, really? That'd be a great help. They've already paid.
So you take this
All
over
right.
to warehouse number 8, and I believe this is a different way of you...
What?
There are only 10 security guards, but they always order 12 meals.
But yeah, when
I
you...
wonder why.
This is a way you can sort of
2
get
extra
shown
meals?
where the old harbour is, which
Well,
we already know
here
where
it
it
is,
is,
Rio.
but good way to kill some time without spending any money, because Rio is, as we all know, a serial spender.
Excuse me.
Judith
Over
adds
lunches?
centimetres for the win,
you.
yeah.
I have a delivery. 12 lunches?
A metrics,
Yeah. Just put him there.
Okay.
imperial. John agrees with that as well. He agrees, which I'm pleased with. With him, for him.
You're on duty in the new warehouse district from 8 p.m. too?
Yeah.
Man, guess we'll be short-handed here again. As if the night shift isn't busy enough.
Hey, you're still here? If you're done, go
Why
on.
is everyone
get out.
in this
Yes.
game world just so fucking rude? I have no idea.
Between 8 and 9 p.m. That's my chance. Hisaka-san, I'm done.
Have any
There we
trouble
go.
finding it?
Not really.
You've been a big help. Thank you, Yo.
I like to
Anytime.
help people out. My thing. So, they say to wait until after 8 p.m, but you don't have to wait until 8. You can go there at 9. So with that, we've got metric with pretty much everything, except we always do human weight in stones and feet and height. You know what? I never even thought of that. Antoinette's prude. Yeah, so many great lines in this game. It's unreal. Gonna keep running through here. And go back into the tomato convenience store. Spend a bit more money until it gets to 7 p.m. Alistair, he likes to measure in feet, but weight in kilograms because he can't deal with stones. You know. People that throw stones shouldn't leave and live in glass houses then, as I say. I don't know where they say it, but definitely heard it before. We're talking about
I'll take
Judith's
this.
height. Judith's height's
Yeah,
1,655
sure. Thank you very
millimeters, and John remarks that extra 10 millimeters, which
Sure, draw a raffle
I like.
ticket.
And Alice is talking about how 1 millimeter goes a long way. So, Anton
No,
asked
man.
how much time passes when you buy a
Try
capsule.
again
It's a very good
another
question.
time.
I think each capsule probably takes about 5 minutes in game time. What to buy? They're quite quick a transaction. You can burn through buying them. I really want to get the Sega Saturn So I'm going to keep buying. I'm going to leave the chat to it because they seem to be having their own little thing, which is, did you just assume my height
sure. Thank you very much.
being the latest addition to it. So the two different stores in Shenmue actually have different prizes in them.
Sure, draw a raffle ticket.
But we've only won a really crap prize once at the other store in Dobuta. We want one that says a 1 on the top.
I won.
We won a 4.
Wow, congratulations.
Yay.
Pick the one you like.
So you actually can't win a Sega Saturn at this one, but you can win some of the special stuff. So you got a rare Capsule toy ferry, forklift blue, or well, let's go for the red forklift this time.
Okay, this one.
Here you go.
Danny said, "Dude, start your work. You're losing loads of money." Yeah, no. I think from what I remember, about midway through this disc, you get a big bunch of cash for when you're trying to do the Hong Kong thing, and then I believe you do the job as a forklift driver in the 3rd disc, from what I remember anyway. We've still got another half an hour to kill. I'm not going to buy any more of those lucky dips. Let's go on the alternative darts game. I used to always prefer this one to
one game, 100 yen.
the normal darts game. I don't know why. I just used to find it a bit easier, I suppose.
Maybe I'll play it a bit.
I say that now. I'll probably do awful. Anton says that shopkeeper is a cutie. Yeah, damn right. Still not a patch on a Nozomi though, I'm afraid.
All right.
Smash the high score in 1 dart though. Don't hate the play ahead of the game. That was 100 surely. Yeah.
All right.
Smashing out this version of darts. Neo darts. A piece of piss, mate. Oh,
So close.
that one. A little bit stray.
This is the last dart.
So they're talking about at the minute the difference between how much a billion is across different places. In some places, a billion's a little bit more than what it is somewhere else. So I personally, I didn't know that. What the high score? Part of that.
Over. I'll quit.
Rio's going around the world, setting some bad man high scores. Get another Sega item, see if we can expend out some of the collections.
Maybe just one.
Rio's funds are depleting. Apparently Judith's mental well-being has been broken. Which I'm pleased that's happened during our stream.
Maybe I should get another.
Let me get yourself an Oopa Oopa.
Hey,
I don't know what game they were from. I actually dread to think it's actually a game called Oopa Oopa, but I got a funny feeling they were 80s characters
Maybe I should get another.
Maybe, I don't know. I might be making that up.
Nah, not today.
Anyone in the chat, let us know what an Oopa Oopa is. What game it was in, and was the game itself called Oopa Oopa? Because I remember watching something recently where I discovered what they were actually in. I was like, oh, I never knew they were in that. But okay, so it's past 7 o'clock now. So as much as the notepad says 8 PM, you can actually go over at 70 PM. Scout I say it's not been a successful stream, Rob, unless someone has a mental breakdown. Which yeah, you need at least one through every stream, or else what's the point? Judith says we call a Miljard. Am I saying that right? A Miljard? I don't know. For someone with a speech a disorder, I really need to not try and get my tongue round different foreign cadences. Look at me using all these words. We're going to sneak our way into the old warehouse district, and then we've got to find warehouse number 8 without being seen. So this is Shenmue's attempt at stealth.
Hello. That was close.
It wasn't as close as the bit when you went.
Okay, now's my
It was
chance.
close because you might have heard that. Ah, from the Fantasy Zone series. There we go. I knew it was like early Sega.
Warehouse number
Just couldn't
6.
remember what the game was called.
No,
It was
not
on the
here.
Master System, I want to say. I've got a funny feeling I've seen the Master System
Security guards.
a case
I can't
with
let them catch me.
that a character on the front. Oopa Oopa. Thank you for that, Anton. Really appreciate you taking the time to find that out for me. So we're going to wait here for a moment until this guy turns around, and then we're going to make a run for it. So this is Splinter Cell slash a Shenmue. So you can. I like the fact they had it so you can, you know, hide on corners and stuff. You know, they tried, and it was only for this bit of the game. It's the only bit I know you but you know, try not to get sin. Now, I'm a bit concerned this guy's going to turn around because I might not remember this bit very well. No, he's gone. The warehouse number 8 is actually down to the left here. Oh. Then down to the right here, and warehouse number 8.
Yes, this is warehouse number 8.
The scouts add little touches like that are perfect for the QTs, and keep you on your toes. Yeah, you're talking about the bit where the torch fell and I had to press right on the direction pad. Yeah, like I said, a lot of people don't like QTEs, which I understand. Like, there are games that do QTEs really poorly, but I genuinely don't have a problem with a QTE system that wants you to keep engaged, rather than, you know, here comes the cutscene, I'm going to put down my pad and go off and do something. You know, which I suppose it's about player choice as well, in the sense of, you know, if a player chooses to do that, then who are you to stop them? But at the same time, yeah, I don't know, I'm a believer that it invokes like interaction, as long as they're not too hard. I think ones where they're like, you know, you have to keep redoing the same scene over and over again can get a bit hard. Can get a bit pointless. So I know if you look at this plate, what triggers the cutscene, took me ages to work that out first time I played this game.
Who's there?
This is where you meet Master Chen, and I can't remember the other guy off the top of my head. I'm disappointed in myself. That's weird too. In the US, they say flashlights instead of torch. Yeah. I try my best not to use too much British slang, but yeah, there are times where I'll say things, and especially people in America will be like, I kind of know that, but yeah, in the UK we refer to them as torch. We don't know. People said a flashlight is a very I like American term in our eyes. What does QT stand for? I know what it is. It means quick time event. It means, so it's, yeah. Oh, a Scouse Master already answered it, and his answer will come through before I get a chance to even say it. Livid.
Yes,
Livid.
Yu Suzuki.
So I feel like I said it before he did. So
This says,
I win.
if you ever need help, seek the aid of Master Chen.
So
May I look at the letter?
Sure.
I'm quite excited, guys, because after this I've got a fridge full of Snickers, which I'm going to plough into. So a question for the chat. Your favourite chocolate? I know Judith's not a big fan of the chocolate anyway, but what is the go-to chocolate slash candy bar that you always head to? That's your main chocolate bar. I would say for me a picnic bar, which is, you know, chocolate with crunchiness and raisin and nuts. It's got everything. It's
The
brilliant.
one that man stole.
It was stolen.
Yes, the man who killed my father, Landy.
Kev said it's fine
Do you know him?
to use British slang. I appreciate it. I try my best not to, because I like our content to be as diverse as it can, but I can pull into British slang.
I hear he's a master of a deadly.
Is sidewalk not British? No, sidewalk we don't say. Sidewalk is more a path or a pavement or something like that. Anton goes in for Lion Bar. Lion Bar is a good choice, actually. Did you ever like the peanut versions of the Lion Bar? I used to really enjoy the peanut versions.
I'm bound by my promise to Jules and
So, Ju Yundar, which took me ages, I played this game multiple times before I realised this, but the person I'm talking about here, Ju Yundar, is actually the key person you're trying to find in the second game. And because in the Japanese translation, because the second game, all the dub is in Japanese, they switched the terminology around, so it's not spelt the way it's said in Shenmue, so I never clicked on it. It's the same person they're talking about.
My house?
Kev's going for a Kit Kat, yeah. We know what a Kit Kat one's. Snickers, Reese's, they're good. Like I said, I've got some Snickers, which, are they called marathon bars and elsewhere, or was that just what they used to be called? I can't remember. Lime bar, Kev, if they don't sell them in America, you guys are missing out. You guys in America would fucking love them. Lime bars are, what I can describe, wafer, caramel, and chocolate and peanuts, I suppose. Scout's gone for Kit Kat Chunkies. Yeah, they are underrated. I agree. They are a big upgrade from a regular Kit Kat. A peanut butter Kit Kat. Have I tried a peanut butter Kit Kat? I'm not sure. So we've got now, we've come back home for a new day, and we've got to find the Phoenix Mirror, which is somewhere in the house. Which just refers back to Scout was saying on the stream last week that we need to get a light bulb and stuff. Which I swore there was one in the house, which I still think there is somewhere. But we have to find it. So let's go and have a talk to a few people. Now, I know where it is, but we go and have a little chinwag with people and ask them if they know if things are in the house. Let's go and talk to Fuku-san in the dojo. Have a bit of a warm-up with him, a bit of a sparring match. Because now I've had that initial sparring match.
I have to be sure not to waste this.
Anton, yeah, does agree. Marathon bars are Snickers, but I couldn't remember if marathon bars were just what Snickers used to be called, or whether or not it's a regional thing. Whether they're called a marathon bars in different countries, I wasn't completely sure. Another little fact: Smarties are completely different things in the US than they are in the UK. Are they? Are they not called Smarties? What are they called in the US then? Because I think Kev's from the US, aren't you? You should be able to answer that for us. Skull says apparently US chocolate versus UK chocolate is very different. Yeah, they're allowed to put a lot more sugar, I believe, into the chocolate in. You could try. I think
I'll warm up a bit.
Go on then. Do a bit of morning
I'll
practice.
lose my edge if I don't practice.
So yeah, I think they are allowed to put a lot more sugar into the foods in the US. That's why you're allowed a lot more things like a cheese in a can and stuff like that, which you're not allowed to get that in Europe, because I believe it's banned on through the EU, I believe. I could be wrong. Could just be making up things. You know, that's how I roll. Don't care what rules I break. I'm going to practice a bit of the Brutal Tiger, improve that skill up a bit. In the UK, the crunchy in the UK. So this is the thing about. Is this Smarties? You said, sorry. In the UK, they are crunchy shell chocolate things. In the US, they are hardened powdered tablets, kind of like Love Hearts. I did not know that. I would have thought if someone just would have gave me a pack of Smarties in the US, I would assume they were just like our Smarties. But there you go, Al. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. So we're going to quit out this. And we're going to try and find the thing in the house. So the Phoenix Mirror is somewhere in Ryo's house, and we've got to find it. So if you guys weren't paying attention during that cutscene, there's the mirror that was stolen on the first cutscene of the game. So your father was killed, and they stole the mirror that was buried just underneath this tree. Mirror is like this Chinese ornament, and then you just found out there's actually two mirrors, and the second one is also at your house as well. So at the moment you're trying to locate that. I'm going to talk to yeah, the running joke that Skull says is Kinder eggs are banned in the US, but guns aren't. Getting political, eh? I'm not touching that. But yeah, they should totally just get rid of their guns. Look at this, if it does the cutscene still. Oh, I never triggered that. So if you remember the first few days after you walk in certain parts of the house, it triggers the cutscenes of Ryo's memories with his father. So we're going to try and find... Where the hell is Afuku-san? Is he in his room? I'm trying to talk to him. He's not in the dojo. He's not in his room. Don't really talk to Ine-san about it. So, Afuku-san in here? Not in his room. I talked to Ine-san. See what she says.
Ine-san?
Yes, what is it?
Well, about that day, have you remembered anything?
No, and I do not want to think about it. I get chills thinking about it even now.
Oh.
By the way...
Ah, that's it. You need to talk to her for Afuku-san to appear in the dojo. Which, I want a dojo. In my house, I want to go outside, run on the back of my house and have a dojo where I have to take my shoes off and do a little bow of respect every time I walk in. So Kevin's saying Windows going to shut down on his phone, so he's going to move over to his Windows going to shut down in a minute, so he's going to move over to his phone. That's absolutely fine, bud. You enjoy the streaming whichever way you prefer, on your phone, on your TV, on the side of your cat. You do what you want, mate. We're going to go and have a little sparring session with Fuku-san. Oh, no, you don't actually.
Fuku-san. Huh? Ryo-san,
what is the Netherlands famous for? The tulips?
I'm sorry.
Was that
told Ine-san. What did you tell her? I told her what you're doing.
Tulips,
I
windmills,
told her everything I know. You what?
flatness.
I just couldn't help myself.
Those are the things I can think outside
and
of
Ine-san needed to know.
drugs and
Fuku-san.
a prostitution that
I'm
is
really
associated
sorry.
with Amsterdam. But
It's okay. Fuku-san, do you know anything about the Phoenix Mirror? The Phoenix Mirror? My father may have had it. No, I've never heard him say anything about a mirror. Really?
have a bit of a drink, guys.
Ine-san might know something about it, though.
So we've currently got 9 people watching the stream.
Okay.
I
Let's
thank
go
you
ask
everyone who's sitting watching through our Shenmue stream. We're hoping to get we're hoping to eventually get all the way through. Judith says tulips were secretly the Turkish. Ah, yeah.
Son
Did not know that.
talks very loud, doesn't he?
Huh?
I just heard
Anton
the
had
two of you talking.
a bike riding, which when I went to Amsterdam, the bike
We were
riding
talking.
absolutely terrified me.
Yes,
Every time
I'm
I went to
sorry.
cross a road,
It was rude
I was
of
so
you to eavesdrop.
overwhelmed because you got to look left
Oh.
on the bike lane
It's okay.
and then look right for
No,
the
it
cars.
wasn't.
And then when you're
But
at the
then
midway point of the road, you got to
tell the
look
son of
left for the
Yu
cars
Suzuki to
and then
stay
look
out of
right
trouble.
for the. Honestly,
I hate to say
especially
it,
when
but
you've just eaten one of the space cakes,
I
it's
feel
just
like I'm letting your father down.
it's not a very nice environment. So Ine-san's getting a bit sad here because we've broke her
I'm
promise.
sorry for making you worry so much.
Ryo-san, I don't know if this will help or not. But there was one
I was
thing
supposed to trying to
recall.
avoid the drugs and prostitution, which
that
no, you
long
weren't.
ago
You always
when
go towards it. Don't you lie to me.
Hazuki-sensei went to an antique shop to have something stored for him.
My father did what?
Scoutman, do you have an above average number of windmills? From what I understand, Holland, the windmills has got something to do with water level, like a sea level. Like it, I think it's like a certain amount of distance under sea level, and they use the windmills in order. I don't know, watermills and windmills to do something with the canals, especially in Amsterdam, to let water flow in and then water flow out at the right times with the tides to make sure that they don't get flooded. That's what I know slightly about it, but I think that's to do with the watermills and stuff. So I could be wrong. I could have made all of that up. I learned about it all on a boat tour, and again, I just eaten a space cake, so I only absorbed a certain amount. So he's just been given an antique thing. Oh no. My father left something at the antique shop just before he died, so we've got to head into town and pop into the antique shop. Yeah, Judith's English is perfect to the point where I assume she was until she started banging out the Dutch talk. Yeah, no, I think her English is really good. Very impressive. I'd give it a solid 9.6 out of 10. We bought some dried fish for the cat, so let's go and feed that. And the cat looks like it's grown up a bit. It's now outside the box. Let's give it some dried fish. Keep it nice and happy. 4 portions here.
You hungry? Here.
Rio's a good guy, isn't he?
Seems you were hungry, huh?
Keep the cat fed. That cat parent died on the same day as Rio, and he feels some sort of like affinity towards it. So I'm curious, especially maybe Alistair, and if he's still hanging around, Paddy, and people who haven't played on a Shenmue game or never heard of it or never really experienced. What's your general opinion of what you've seen so far? I'm really interested to know, because obviously I'm a massive fan and I drool all over this game, but I'm really interested to know what people who have no exposure to it, have only seen it through me through these streams that
100 yen each, huh?
I've shown. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I should buy one.
I'm really interested actually. Like, is it what you expected? Is it not?
This again? I should try again. Nah, not today.
Okay, so we've just bought another random capsule, which I don't know why I did that. I was on a roll, I suppose. Seems to be a bit of arguing going on. Judah's having to go out because he doesn't keep up with our chat on Discord, which, to be fair, our chat on Discord is very busy. Which, you know, yeah, is very busy. I don't know what else to add to it. I can understand why if you've been out and about all day.
Nozomi.
Making any progress?
Yeah, I found something my father left.
But I got distracted.
Your father?
Yeah. See you later.
So, Kev, this is the first time you've seen this game. What are your impressions? So, bearing in mind, like, obviously, I mean, I think it was you pointed out earlier. This game came out in the year 1999. What's your sort of, in a nutshell, impressions of this game? Do you think it looks good? Do you think it looks a bit old and look weird and crap, or something you're interested in? Really interested to know what people who have no experience of Shenmue, what their thoughts are of Shenmue now they've seen it a bit.
Excuse me.
Didn't mean to talk to you. So Anton adds, at the time when I was like 8 or 9 when he first played it, I would tell my friends it's nothing like you've ever played before. It headed at its time, graphics and open world immersion. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I was 14 when I first played this, and I showed it to a few of my friends, and they went, you got to go back home, you know, you got to go backwards and all that kind of stuff. They got really annoyed for it. I'm getting, Al's just ignoring me as well. I've asked him a question directly, and he's all interested in talking crap, which I think is really rude.
Oh.
Kevin adds, he thinks it's pretty cool. The graphics remind me of PS2. Yeah, it's very ahead of its time. You know, I think PS2 came out in 2003, 2002, 2003. And, you know, this game came out end of 1999.
You're Hazuki Sensei's. Oh my, that was a terrible thing. Your father. I was holding something at Sensei's request. Just where did I put it?
You know what? I think, guys, I think Alistair's got me muted. He's not picking up on anything that I'm saying. Which, if he has, I think that's really a poor form.
He'd asked me to polish and look after it for him.
For my father?
It's given to the Hazuki heirs once they turn 18. I gather this antique has been passed down.
I never kept that up to date with upcoming games as a kid, but my best mate was obsessed with games and he'd literally just tell me what to buy, and he had 100% success of suggesting great games.
Father.
If
Alistair.
there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
Trying to engage, you know, trying to engage with the people who are talking in the chat, and you should be, as a representative of the channel, spearheading that, you know. You know, he's just asked me something, you know.
Was there anything else that he asked you to hold for him?
Disappointed.
Anything else?
So we've got a sword handguard
called the Phoenix Mirror,
which was stored at the antique shop for us.
Sorry, I don't know of any mirror.
So I can't remember from last week's stream, but in order to get progress on this bit, you need the mysterious key, which is in your father's study. I remember I looked at it, but I can't remember if I actually picked it up. So I don't know if anyone's picked up on it yet, but the music, the background music, has changed since the start of the game. Got this more dull, depressing tone. Kevin says you're getting engaged with the chat. Yeah, me and the chat. Engaged to be wed. Gonna have many children with lots of personalities. Don't know where I'm going with this line of thought. Alzane and spearheading the pursuit of wider knowledge. No, you're having your own thing in the chat, and you know what? I just think it's rude. We'll just go on to Yahoo the chat rooms and talk shit for a bit, mate. Do Yahoo even chat rooms even a thing anymore? I mean, I know they have them in like community forums and stuff, but is there just like still? I assume there is just general spaces you can go back to and stuff. I think this might be our first viewing of Chai. Is it Chai? Rob's really saying it to us more dull and depressing. Well, you know, not everything has to be happy and shiny. About to discover your dojo has a secret meth lab. Oh, that'd be so great if you went to the secret pit of the dojo and you find a meth lab.
Why you?
Why you? Love that line. Why you, Lil? Alistair says he's got that tab already open. Judah says, I think at the moment I'm the only one who, in this cat who can carry children. I'm sorry, Judah. Did you just assume everyone in the chat's agenda? Because if you did, that's like 8 people you've just assumed agenda of, which is the 2018. Scott says, how on earth did we get onto carrying onto who can carry children? Well, I blame Judith.
If I continue.
Anton says, does remember Lycos chat? I remember Lycos chat. I used to go on that stuff all the time. Lycos chat. It was all based on ship and
what?
Room called Zoom and a few other rooms.
Calm down.
God.
If you don't live, it'll be a problem for us. What you mean? You still don't realize your role, do you?
Lycos chat. God, that's flooding back
If
our memories.
Gets that mirror, no one can stop him.
Paddy comes swinging in saying Assumatron 4000 is unhappy. Yeah, the Assumatron 4000 is not happy with Judith.
Before this,
he's here right next to me going nuts. So, Chai. Basically, Shenmue's versions of a golem. I remember the first time I saw him when I played this game, I shit my pants. I was like, what the fuck was that? You got sent to the hole or something when you chatted shit. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was a great little chat area. I swear, not I swear, I know. I went to like Lycos chat room meet once. That was like back in like 2003, 2004. God, I'm so lonely. I'm not. I have a great life, but you guys could wish that you were me. Judith adds a sassy snaps, which, you know what, you're immediately and unequivocally forgiven because you made me smile. So there you go. Smile automatically wipes out any assumptions you're made of anyone's gender, their sexual preference, race, religious stance, or any other protected characteristics as stipulated by the
Yes?
Equal
This was at
Employment
the antique
Rights
shop
Act
for me.
in 1994.
Let's see. It's a sword handguard. Yeah. It was my father's.
So, Ascal Smiles has just added there, all 9 viewers already subbed, come on votes. Yeah, without droning on about it, if you are watching this and you're not already a subscriber, we're trying to hit our sub goal of 150 subscribers by the end of the month, which, you know, I don't think we're going to do, but I wanted us to give it a really good go. So if anyone is here watching who isn't a subscriber, wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button. That would do us the world of favour, because we're only a tiny mickle pickle channel, and each subscriber we get means absolutely the world of difference to us. And each time we get one, each day that we get one, it brightens up our day a little bit more. So you'll be making myself happy and a bunch of other people happy as well, who will put their work towards Twisted Bard. So I'm going to talk to Inisan about it, who I believe she's in the prayer room. I believe. Was anything like Omegle but with less penis? Yeah, Omegle was an interesting one, wasn't it?
The antique shop.
Had some funny conversations on Omegle, but was I right in thinking Omegle was just chat, but then chat roulette was like the webcam
do you know anything about
version?
This?
The snow ring, the 2 stars, and a sword. That's the Hazuki family crest. And that mirror you're looking for, I wonder if there's a connection. Maybe your father left us a clue.
Snow ring, 2 stars, 1 sword. Thanks.
Skulls adds, here's a frightening thought for you. Rather multiple levels, we are 60% identical to bananas in the DNA sense. No one wants to be like a banana. That's true. If you aspire to be like a banana, you've made a wrong turn in your life. You need to rethink yourself. Do something else. Kev says he'd rather be a kiwi, which, yeah, if I could be a fruit, I'd be a mango, I reckon. Because I just like the way the word mango sounds. Linguistically, it's a very pleasing term. So the snow ring and the 2 stars and 1 sword is the Hazuki family crest, which is encrusted into this antique that we've just been handed down, which is like a sword handguard. Now, at this room at the back here, there is a mysterious key. Called a mysterious key. I don't know why it's called a mysterious key. Probably because it's quite mysterious. Up, and there's a little key.
Huh. What's this key for?
So we're going to take this key out, then we're going to go into the dojo.
A key? But to what?
Judith loves mangoes and Scouse likes the word plum.
This makes
plum is
him
yeah, plum. It's a good word. mango, and plum. And Kavad, oh mang, no you didn't. Which, I like that. Have fun with words. Go nuts. Plums to you, from Anton, which... How do you feel about grapefruits? Grapefruits I don't really like. I don't know, just a bit... Yeah. They have many uses. Paddy, I want you to name at least 5 uses for grapefruits outside of consuming them. If you do that, I'll be suitably impressed, and you'll win my utmost respect and love. Avocados are tasteless from Judith, which works for Al, really. So Al, you've just been burnt, son. Sick burn, yeah. So, this is the room. Now, I don't know if many people know this, but there's actually a hidden scroll in this room, which is behind here. Behind the 8 principles of yin and yang.
I can't reach it.
But if you get the stool from the corner of the room, I don't know if people know this, again, people who are the Shenmue fans in this group.
What's this?
You get a little scroll, which is actually written in Chinese, which you need to get translated, which will teach you a move.
What's this doing here?
Or is it the one that's got the tiger on it? I'm not sure. Pizza talk has been brought up. Pineapple. Pineapple should never be on a pizza. If you do that, you have no soul, and you lose all my respect. So we're gonna open up this sword case here with the key that we found before.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that everyone else agrees that pineapple should not be on a pizza. If you do that, you literally are dead to me. Hashtag no the pineapples. It just doesn't belong there, mate. I'm afraid. Oh, you made me really want a pizza now, you bastard. We've got this sword, and you take these things off here, and there's different slots, one for the sword and one for the handguard, which allows you to get, as Anton says, into the Hazuki crack den.
That shape, why is that here?
We can set that into there, but we can take this one out as well. I remember doing this again for the first time when I was 14 or so. It took me such a long time.
Why is that here? What's this slot for?
Right, so we are going to put the sword into this slot here. Don't chop your hand off, Rio.
Okay.
You got the concept to listen to music on it, but you can't on the move. Yeah, you can't listen. Can you not? No, I don't think you can. I think you're absolutely right. Paddy adds hashtag name of your sex tape, which is I feel is turning into a Paddy a catchphrase, which I'm not sure if that's what you want or not.
It appears to be a leg move.
I haven't learned all these yet. Whoops. I should have read these before. I've read all these. I think those have all been read. Okay, and we're going to insert the hand guard thing, which is here. Into here. So what time are we at now? We're at 5 to midnight. We've managed to get through disc 1 of Shenmue, and we're now sort of making our progress through Disc 2 of Shenmue.
So it was a switch.
Just about to find the Phoenix Mirror. Anton asks, hashtag sweep the leg. You guys, so funny. Have myself a quick drink. Talk amongst yourselves. Quick.
I wonder where this leads.
The important one, in what order do you make your tea? So I put the tea bag and the sugar into the mug. I pour in the hot water until it's at a suitable point. I give it a good stir and mix and a little bit of time of brew, and then I take the tea bag out, and then I put in the milk and give it a mix, and then that is the tea process complete. So, I'm gonna use the torch to investigate the secret cave underneath our house. Or I feel like when he built this, he probably would have had to get planning permission. So as Scouse Mouse highlighted for me to buy a light bulb before, and I think he was referring to this moment here, where you can get a light bulb and screw it into here. Scouse has made some really good progress. I have made good progress tonight. I felt like the first stream I didn't make great progress, so we've plugged that in. Hopefully now we should turn on the light. We can keep the batteries on the flashlight / torch, depending on where you're from. So we can turn off that flashlight. There's a bunch of stuff to find here. I think there's a move scroll, so I'm going to try and find that, make sure that I get that, which is just here.
The stab armor? It looks like the name of a move.
And this is the one I was talking about, where it's actually written in Chinese, so you can't read it, so you have to get someone to translate it for you. There's a box of matches in here as well, which might as well nab them. I think that turns into a capsule toy. So, Anton leaves the tea bag in. Nice. I know a lot of people do that. They like to have a nice strong tea and they like to leave it to brew for some time, so that's all good. Ali,
I can still use it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna open this. It's got a picture in it of I think
it's father when he was young.
Someone who he killed, I think. You should definitely. Kev says he wants to try British tea, which you should do, mate. You should do. I can't drink a coffee, but I can only drink tea as a hot drink, or maybe hot chocolate or something. But yeah. So we're gonna push on. There's a bunch of stuff here that you can explore, look around, and I'm pretty sure this is. I've picked up all the interesting bits that I can. You can put all the candles down and turn it all on and stuff. And I think if you open up this box on your left, it's your father's. I think it's some sort of uniform or something. Oh no, it's a bowl. Something I do quite like.
It's our
bowl.
Family crest.
Is you
a
can
sake cup. Does this have something to do with my family?
You can like pretty much open most of the drawers in the game, even though a lot of them don't have anything in that's of any value. But they went for that sort of realism that most of the things you can explore and have a look around. So we're gonna have a look at that.
What's that?
Little sign.
Hey, it looks like a talisman. What could that talisman mean?
So Al, he puts tea bag in for green or herbal only for a proper brew. Tea bag in, water, leave bag in for a bit, bag out, then milk. Don't hear the word of any sugar in there, Al. But then again, mate, you're already sweet enough. So then we look at the marks on the floor, and then
These
he'll know.
scratches must be from the shelves.
And then we can move the shelf. Al puts a coffee as his jam. Scouse is weirdly sensitive to heat, and he scolds himself on his tea all the time, which that doesn't sound good, buddy. Need to show a bit of restraint. You waka de disappoint. So yeah, show a bit of restraint and wait until your tea's cool enough.
Huh? That wall, the color's slightly different. Where's the mirror?
So if we look at this and he gives it a little knock, he can tell it's a different part of the wall.
Different sounds. This is it.
So I think we've been going for about 2.5 hours now. We're making really good progress. Like Scal says, really pleased about it. All we need to do is pick up the axe and break this up, and then we've got the Phoenix Mirror, which is sort of a key milestone in the game, I feel.
Can I break the wall with this axe?
Yes, you can. So you don't think you should be holding it, like, you look at his hand, you shouldn't be holding it that way up, because if he falls over, that's going straight in his face, isn't it? Anyway.
Or there might be another switch.
Or there might be another switch. Just hit the thing, Rio. What measly attempt. I love that sort of replay thing. They do it a lot in Japanese films and stuff as well, and not just a Japanese film, Chinese films, Thailand film it. A lot of films in the East where an action scene is supposed to slow motioning it all the time. They replay it 2 times. Always
Got it.
Always think it's a very effective trick that they don't often use in Western cinema.
The Phoenix Mirror.
The Phoenix Mirror. You get a special little sound for special item. Yeah, in the Netherlands, some people say it's not manly to drink tea. I honestly find that not many men drink tea. Yeah, when I went to Amsterdam, as much as you hate Amsterdam, Judith, which, you know, I completely understand because I hate London as well. I understand it. But when I went to Amsterdam, I don't drink coffee, but I went in a lot of the coffee shops and stuff for obvious reasons. And yeah, I only had tea. And the things I noticed about drinking tea in the Netherlands, I don't know if it's just Amsterdam, they never served me milk. I always had to ask for milk, and anytime I asked for milk, I got cream instead of actual milk. You know, not that I'm complaining, but I am. Need to sort it out. You need to go and have a chat with people in the whole of Holland. Tell them to start storing proper milk, like in the coffee shops. And when someone from Britain asks for a tea, their automatic question should be, "Do you want any milk with that?" Because they never ask me. I always have to ask for it. I feel like I'm being culturally insensitive. Aren't I?
Sure.
Oh, now people keep talking about tea. Now I really want a tea, but I'm in a stream, so I can't just piss off for 5 minutes, make a tea. Unless you guys want to hold screen again. So now we've got to go and see Master Chen and show him the Phoenix Mirror. Thing is about going and see Master Chen, you have to call ahead. So let's just give him a quick call on the house phone. Judith has agrees. No, you don't put milk in your tea here. Well, I did, and everyone looked at me like I was heinous. I was committing some sort of a cultural crime. But then again, you know, if someone come to my house and I said, "Do you want any milk?" and they go, "No, that's fine, thanks," I'll be like, "All right, that's cool, yeah, that's cool, bro." We're gonna give Master Chen a quick call. Tell him that we're on our way down. Easy, bro. On our way down now. What go on? So 615 647 is the number, isn't it? Kev, no, please, not again. Judith adds, but it's because the tea isn't as strong like in England. I put my tea bag out fairly quick, and then I don't need milk. That's fair.
Hello?
Father's heaven.
We've got to give them the password. 9 dragons.
9 dragons.
Mother's Earth.
And comrades.
Comrades.
Warehouse number 8.
Master Chen, please.
Excuse me, but you are?
My name is Hazuki.
Just a moment. What is it?
Yeah, I found the mirror.
I'll tell my father. Come to warehouse.
So we've got to go back to the harbour.
Sure.
And visit them at the old warehouse number 8. Good job is now we've been invited in, so we don't have to sneak in or anything like that. So we'll make our way down to the harbour. We're going to run back to that harbour, get on the bus, get on back there, then we'll, yeah, on our way. Speaking of hot drinks, what's your favourite mug? It's a good question. I recently smashed a mug where I was really upset about, which I believe Scouse Mouse has got the same mug, and I can't remember if you answered this, but I used to have this Zelda Wind Awaker mug where when you put the hot water in, it was black, and it used to fill up with a colour as per the stained glass. But now that's out of action. I've got a Star Wars a BB-8 mug, which I mean, I do like Star Wars, but I'm not like oh my god Star Wars sort of guy. But you know, I'm a fan. I enjoy it and I appreciate it. But yeah, I got this mug. It's like a BB-8 shaped, and the good thing is because the top of the mug is sort of, it's like a ball thing, and it's got an extra ball on top, and that's where you pour it in. And because of that, it always keeps the tea really warm for like a long time, because like the top of the mug is closed more than the bottom of it. Alistair puts in the joke, what is your favourite mug? Yours, Paddy. Anton puts the Sports Direct mug he's got, which, to be fair, the one they sell in Sports Direct are absolutely bloody huge. So we're just going to go into Dobuita now. I don't know if it's Saturday or a Sunday. We'll just check now, because, like I said, on the Saturdays, but it's a Monday, so the next train is going to be at 6 PM. See if we can get to the bus station by 6 PM. So we're going to blast it down the stairs. Still want to see if my subscriber alert works. So if anyone who's not a subscriber wouldn't mind subscribing, just go and hit that subscribe button so I can see if the alert thing works. But yeah, we also got the target of 150 by the end of the month, which would be really, really nice to hit, but whether or not we will. The next bus is due at 6 PM, so we're just going to literally, in terms of realism, wait for the bus. I know, right? I don't normally do this in the stream, but I'm going to have a little smoke. I don't care what anyone thinks. Judith. I'm waiting for a bus, you know. So Paddy's just getting a nice mint tea in my Last of Us mug. Nice. Is the Last of Us mug your Scouse is mine is a Zelda, but not glass. It's a proper mug. Yeah, mine's a mug, and it lights up. I've got two. I've got a glass, which you saw me using the other day, and I've got the black mug, which is like Wind Waker style, and it's got like the stained glass. I was wondering if it was the same mug as what I've got. Alice has got. He's been given 2 Mr. Strong mugs as random gifts by 2 different people, so the bus should be here any minute. And there we go, we're on our way to the harbour. How much is the bus? Let's have a look. So we are on 3,400. So 160 yen. Which, did anyone want to do the exchange rate for 160 yen? How much is the bus in Shenmue? 160 yen translated into either US dollars or UK pounds. And if someone really wants to do the research, what is that now? After, you know, 32 years of inflation. Because reasons. I need to know, guys. I've already learned something new about a Shenmue tonight, which was Ryo's father was killed on his birthday, which never knew that. Never knew that. So we're going to run to the old warehouse number 8 in the old warehouse district and show off our nice shiny Phoenix mirror to Master Chen. Which after that, I think it's then a case of trying to get to Hong Kong is the next sort of task. So we're going to keep this stream going probably somewhere until about half.
Hey, wait!
Oh, I meant to talk to him.
Excuse me.
Somewhere between
I need to meet Master Chen. What's your name?
12:30 and
Yu
1. And then I'm going to call it a day, I think. I think we've made really good progress today. And yeah, I think we should go in and talk to Master Chen. There we go. Back at warehouse number 8. Go and have a little chinwag with them. Alistair has put in it's £1.08 or $1.53. Is that in just pure currency translation, or have you done inflation calculations for me as well? He's super. Look at you, wow! You're beautiful, man. So that's about £2.05 in today's world. There you go. That's still relatively cheap for a bus journey, I feel.
He probably didn't.
Okay, Al, a little bit more for you. How far is it in Japan from Yu Suzuki Harbour to Dobuita? Because they are real places.
Time ago, Ju Yuanda once told me, when the dragon and the phoenix meet, the gates of heaven and earth will open, and Chi Yu will resurrect itself on earth.
Chi Yu?
It's a legendary Chinese monster that will devour this world of ours. It appears Lan Di will try to make use of both mirrors.
Does anyone know of any? I know we talked about TV series earlier, but does anyone know any decent films as well on Netflix? I'm really, like I said, I'm really stuck for stuff to watch in a minute. I remember I was flicking through last night and I started watching The Interview again with Seth Rogen and I can't remember the other. There's a cutie here. Best pay attention. The places again. The little town that we left was called Dobuita, and the harbour is at is called Yokosuka Harbour. So Yokosuka spelled Yokusu. I don't know. You'll see it appear in some of the transition screens and stuff.
Thanks. Is it the work of the Mad Angels? Mad Angels? We always have trouble with that gang. Those dirty bastards.
That thing was probably connected to the Chi Yu men.
The Chi Yu men? Yes, the Chi Yu men and Mad Angels are linked.
So the Mad Angels are a gang that you end up eventually taking on in this game. It happens a lot through the third disc.
So,
and
if
stuff.
I find the Mad Angels, I'll find Lan Di. Nah, he's likely not here anymore. Then where did he go?
Well, maybe he has already gone to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Kev says, "Well, you're beautiful, Al. I'm handsome."
I have
Which,
a request.
Kev, I haven't seen you, but I'm sure you are also beautiful as well.
Please help me
Do
get
not
to Hong Kong.
worry.
If so, then what? I'll find Lan Di. And then he'll kill you. He's too strong. What did you say?
You know what, guys? There's a slim chance I might be able to get to the end of the second disc in this stream. There's a chance. Not sure.
Well, if it was you.
Because after this, we try and find our way to Hong Kong, and then we get ripped off, and then it's when we're trying to. And then I think just after we get ripped off, it's the end of the second disc.
I'm sorry, but I can't. Let's go, Guijang.
Guijang. He sounds like a minion. Let's go, Guijang.
You should not waste your life on revenge.
Kev says, "Oh, I'm smoking." I'm sure you are, mate. I'm sure you are. From the, I can usually tell by the way that someone talks in chat how beautiful they are, and I think you'd definitely be a solid 8 out of 10. Scoutsman says the Equalizer is good. Classic Denzel one man. Yeah, I love the Equalizer. I believe it was based on a TV series of the same name, wasn't it? I want to say the Equalizer came out in the 70s or the 80s, but I don't know. I didn't actually. I was born in 1986, the same year as this. And same year as Scouse. A good year, 1986.
So,
Birth of me and the birth of Zelda, and the year where Ryo Hazuki's father was murdered and his journey began. Good year.
Seems he left for Hong Kong.
And like I said last week, I think a Bananarama were pretty huge at the time. So we've got another day done there. So let's go into sleep. have a little sleepy pops. Rio's had a busy day. I love these dream sequences. Didn't happen much at the start, but towards the end of the game, you get all these little sort of really nice dream music sequences set to really nice music. I think, you know. Remember, guys, 1999, yeah. It's, like, what other games were about in 1999? You know, it's only can't remember many games from sort of the late 90s, early 2000s from the top of my head. A Good Will Hunting's on there. Yeah, I do like A Good Will Hunting. A very good Robin Williams film. It can actually show that he's got very good dramatic chops as well as the comedic ones he already demonstrated. So Piers Landy's already left to Hong Kong, so now we've got to try and get to Hong Kong. So not sure if he's got the right place, but ours worked out it's just under a kilometre, so £2 odd to get a kilometre. Do people think that's good value for public transport? Yeah, Scalpman says needs more 80s classics on Netflix, so we just got a bunch.
Guess Hong Kong's out.
Of money there, which isn't enough to get to Hong Kong, but is enough to spend on arcade machines and Amuse Scrolls. So Scalpman says it needs more 80s classics on Netflix, so Rocky, Rambo, Terminator, Robocop. Yeah, I recently rewatched all of the Rocky films. I think it was on Now TV that I watched it on. Bloody, you know, I love the Rocky series, even the fifth one to a certain extent, even though it is a bit shit. But you can't not watch it if you're going through them, and then obviously finishing it with Creed, which I really enjoyed the film Creed. Also enjoyed Straight Outta Compton as well. One that I've again recently watched that I kind of missed that. I watched recently and was very, very impressed with. Has anyone watched the Netflix film appeared recently? Which Netflix films are always a bit hit and miss, but the one with Natalie Portman in Annihilation. What are people's thoughts on that? If they have seen it, because I watched it yesterday, and I think my general thing is I really liked parts of it, but I have to admit by the end of the film I was just very confused and I didn't really understand what happened. So we should talk to Fuku-san, which I don't know if he was in his room or in the dojo. I think he's in his room actually. I think I've gone the wrong place here. So Anton says he got GTA 2 on the Dreamcast at the same time as Shenmue, as well as PS1 favourite Silent Hill, RE 3 Nemesis. RE Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Yeah, all 1999. Yeah, it's good films. I like the original Silent Hill. I'm not a big fan of horror films, but I did actually play through that with my partner only like a year ago. She's really into horror games and I'm not. I really don't like them. So she makes me. She's not a big a gamer, but she likes to watch them every now and again. She likes to watch me play horror games, which, you know, I played Alien Isolation for a bit, and I got to the first bit with the alien, and I just couldn't get past it because I was too scared, and I was like, you know what, £15 wasted that was. So Fuku-san, we're gonna go talk to. He's in his room. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is a game I also played. One of the very few Resident Evil games I actually have played. And yeah, the bit where he jumped through the window going stars scared the fucking piss out of me.
Do you know of any cheap travel agencies? Yeah, there's one in the
And
yeah. The Wita.
Another question for you, Anton, because I think Anton's probably along with me our Dreamcast connoisseur, and I think a Scousemaster as well. What were your favourite games on the Dreamcast? What were your sort of top three outside of a Shenmue? What were your top three Dreamcast games?
Ine-san, do you have a minute?
Yes, what is it?
I know it's sudden, but I'm thinking of going on a trip.
A trip?
You're gonna ask Ine-san for
Yes.
some money? Fukusan's going to mess it up for us in his classic
You could use a vacation.
Fukusama way.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you thinking of going?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Oh, got overexcited there,
It
guys.
seems the man who killed Hazuki-sensei's there.
And dropped
Ine-san,
everything.
please give him the money for the trip.
Getting sleepy.
Idiot.
What are you
Put my
planning to
headphones
do,
back on.
Ryo-san?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Scousemace adds Shenmue 1 and 2 Skies of Arcadia and the
Well,
Grandia
he
2.
has to get
Job
there
done.
somehow, Ine-san.
Good choice.
I'm
I'll
not
definitely have
making
Ine-san.
Skies of Arcadia in
End of
my
discussion.
top 3. Probably would put one of the Sonic Adventure games in there. A Sonic Adventure 2. Only for
Thanks
the
a
Sonic
lot.
levels though, not for the
What?
Tails or
What did I do?
the Knuckles
You
ones.
didn't have to tell
I used
her
to hate them.
everything.
Um,
I'm sorry.
what of a Dynamite a cop on the
I'm going
Dreamcast.
to have to do this
I
by myself.
love that with a fierce passion. Fukusan is an idiot. I dislike him. I have severe distaste for the character Fukusan. I wonder if he's going to play it in the third game. So, going to go to the travel agency in Dobuita. Anton's come back. His favourite. Oh yeah. Headhunter. Jesus Christ, you're flooding it back for me now. So he's added on there Jet Set Radio, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Headhunter, Crazy Taxi, and Sonic Adventure 2. Definitely agree on literally all of them. Headhunter, that was oh god. I've actually got. I don't have original DC a copy of that, but I've got a sort of a burnt version onto a CD-ROM. I really should pick up a Dreamcast copy of Headhunter. Didn't that come out on like PS2 as well eventually, or perhaps Xbox? Or am I going mad? Yeah, that's a series that should have took off, but it didn't. Remember, I really enjoyed the story on Headhunter as well. The Crazy Taxi, we don't really need to talk about. That's, everyone knows. Well, I like to think nearly everyone knows what that is, and what you see is what you get. Anything about Crazy Taxi is, you know how you used to do the boost by pressing the B and then like the a trigger. By doing that, I used to wreck my thumb doing that, especially on like the mini game puzzles and stuff. So it's the morning. Let's go feed the kitty. Make sure I'm making it all big and strong. Anton agrees. Yes, they did release Headhunter on the PS2. Interesting. I've got a PS2 as well, so I might pick it up on the PS2. Don't know. I don't know. Imagine it's had a bit of a graphical uphaul for PS2, less loading times, all that kind of stuff. Because obviously I can't. As much as I love the Dreamcast, and I'll never talk down the Dreamcast, you can't deny that. When it come down to it, the PS2 was a more powerful bit of hardware. End of, really, isn't it? And the DVD drive. The DVD drive on the PS2 is what killed a Sega on the Dreamcast. Ah, bless. So Judith says she's not sure if the subscriber thing works because it says we're on 135. So we have had a couple of subscribers. So thank you very much for those people who have subscribed. Obviously, the subscriber feed thing that's underneath my head is not working, but so the chat's working, but not the subscriber thing. Although, does it only add up when someone's got subscribers on public? Maybe Scouse Mouse would know. Top 3 PS2 games. Yeah, just on that. Scouse, do you know when someone subscribes and you're doing all this stuff that I've done underneath me on Streamlabs? Do you know if when someone subscribes and they got their subscription set to private, I assume Streamlabs doesn't pick it up because it can't tell. PS2 games. I'm gonna go for mine. Scouse wants to go for Vice City, Final Fantasy X, and Dragon Quest VIII. Which can you tell that you like RPGs? No, I mean Vice City is not strictly an RPG. So there you go. You've added a bit of a diversity to your range. For me, I'd go for yeah. He has confirmed that for me. So I'm going to talk to Tom about the travel agents.
Tom, Hi!
You're looking good.
Hey, yo, how about a dog?
No thanks. Maybe next time.
Oh, I'm pleased that we've managed to pick up a couple of subscribers through this. Makes me a little bit happy, guys. And 2, quick maths, Judith. Oh, Al, I love you so much. I swear to God. We're looking forward to seeing you at Redst. Nice to see you. You know, it's weird because me, Paddy, and Al, we talk to each other every week. But they both live in London and I live in Derby, so we very rarely see each other face to face. In fact, we've only ever met twice, face to face, which we go to events and do a bit of coverage. And a couple of weeks we're going to EGX Red, so it will be another chance for me to see them all face to face, and we all get a very cuddly and sticky.
Really?
So yeah, top 3 PS2 games. Sorry, go back to that. Definitely gonna have to put Spider-Man 2 onto there.
Take this pamphlet with you? Think about
Matrix
it,
Path of Neo.
Come back.
And
okay, thanks.
Please come again.
Shadow of the Colossus. There you go. Those are my top 3 PS2 games. I think it's got to be. Paddy's coming with Metal Gear Solid 3, Vice City, and he can't decide on a third. And for those who weren't in the loop, Paddy's currently working on his own solo series, which it'll be ready when it's fucking ready. Which is what I was told when I asked him about it. So it's too expensive. So now I've got to run back home and talk this through with Fuku-san. One of my favourite PS2s were actually from the PS1, but I always played it on his PS2. Was Suikoden. Is that? I'm not sure if I said that right. I don't think I ever played that one, Kev. I'll be interested in hearing about that. How much do you need to have paid to do a 10k run? What, in real life? You don't need to have paid anything, do you? Just put on a pair of trainers and go for a 10k run. Do you have to pay for it? Confused. Nothing. It keeps man in shape. So we're going to head back and talk to Fuku-san, who's going to hopefully tell us that perhaps by going by plane we can go by boat, which is cheaper. Well, actually, no, he doesn't tell us that. He tells us to talk to Nozomi's son, who apparently is from Canada. Like, she doesn't look like from Canada. She looks like one of the most Japanese characters in this game. But apparently she's got family in Canada and she travels back there a lot. So find out what the best way is going, and she advised you to go by boat. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. I'm giving like the whole plot away before we even got to the point. Just shows my lack of experience when it comes to actual streaming. I have to admit, this is my 4th live stream, I think. My 4th live stream I've done by myself. Like, we do a lot of live streams as a group playing co-op games and stuff like that, and yes, they're all fun and games. This is the 4th one that I've done a solo. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking like my next solo stream after Shenmue, which I might go straight onto Shenmue 2, I don't know, or I might just have a month off, but after that I might go on to like something on the PlayStation 2, so I might do Spider-Man 2, or I might do something like that. With Spider-Man PS4 coming out this year, I'm definitely gonna play through Spider-Man 2 again at some point of this year. And Anton says Final Fantasy VII, of course, yeah, which I know is Scouse Mouse's a favourite video game of all time. Well, I think that is anyway. I think I've asked him that a couple of times. So, need to go and talk with Fuku-san again, who should be in his room. I think this is the bit where he gives you all of his allowance.
The Hong Kong Fair. Pretty expensive, eh? Just a moment. Ryo-san.
What's that?
This here is my savings. I want you to have it.
Fuku-san.
Well, I really want want to help you out. It's not much, but... Don't hesitate. Smash it open.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We've done top 3 lists of that generation. Why don't we go a generation before that? What about like the generation before? So I'm talking about, you know, the SNES and the Mega Drive. What were your top 3 games of that generation? For me, it would have to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Super Mario World, and
39,634 yen.
Third one I have to think about.
That's still not enough.
Maybe a Vector Man on the Mega Drive. I used to play that all the time. I think that was so cool.
Ida Florist.
Ida Florist? Nozomi's place?
Yeah, she travels overseas a lot. Maybe she'll have
Kev's
a better
asked
idea.
about Spyro.
Good idea.
He said it's a good game on the
I'll ask
PS2.
her.
I've never played on a Spyro game.
Okay.
I have to admit, personally for me, I mean, people are you know, I know people are mad on them, and they've had a little bit of a resurgence, especially you know, this year. But I'm not a big fan of 3D platformers as much as I really want to be. Like I bought Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch. And like I thought I had lots of charm, bags of charm, but I never got that far through it because I just not really into the 3D platformers and that. Just I don't find them that fun. But I did hear sort of you know, Ukulele did let a lot of people down when that came out last year. Apparently, I hear a lot of people rave about A Hat in Time. So Anton never had a SNES or a Mega Drive, but that was his dad's nor. A bit too young to know what the hell was going on. That's all good, man. People come into gaming at all sorts of times in their life, you know. Owl on our channel, he's a bit younger than sort of me and a Paddy, and he sort of he remembers a lot of the Game Boy and earlier stuff. But I think if I'm right in saying this, how you come in at sort of like the Xbox era and stuff. But yeah, I think he's even saying there that he played Spyro, but only on handheld. I think when he was young, he had him on handhelds. Oh, Link to the Past. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I definitely enjoy Link to the Past a lot more than I do a Vector Man. Mega Man X as well. Oh shit, I really haven't thought this through before I answer stuff. Oh, I've already been there. I've already fed you, cat. Stupid cat. Screw you, cat. You have to pick a Mega Drive, a Shining Force. Oh, as well. I used to quite like the Shinobi games as well. Platformers like that depend for me from Kev. So Kev, what are you talking? I assume you're talking about 3D platformers. What 3D platformers would you say are great? Because I know Paddy on our channel, he's a massive a Banjo fan. He loves Banjo, so I know he wants to do a coverage on that at some point, but I think he just wants to work out what. So Alistair went from N64 to PC, then probably came in at the GameCube generation, which was a great generation. I think the GameCube's an underrated console. Like Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. You know, those. Twilight Princess doesn't get the love that I think it deserves. I fucking adored a Twilight Princess. I thought it was really good. Anton's first console was an N64, then shortly was after the Dreamcast. My first console was a Sega Master System 2, and that was followed by a Mega Drive and a SNES, and then eventually a PC, and you know, and then it escalated from there. How about everyone else? Everyone else in the chat, what was your first sort of video game, a console? What was the one that brought you in?
Ryo, what is it?
When you go to Canada, do you always fly?
Yeah, usually. Why'd you want to know?
I'm looking for a cheap way to travel overseas.
You're going overseas?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find a different way
70,000 yen.
to get over.
70,000? To where?
I'm trying to go
Want
to
to get to Hong Kong for 70,000 yen, guys.
To Hong Kong? I doubt that's possible.
But I only need to get there.
I assume 70,000 yen is not a lot of
How
money.
about going by boat?
By boat?
Whenever Grandma goes to Canada with us, we gotta travel by boat.
Alice is all about the
Why?
OG a Game Boy. That was his entry thing. Yeah, mine was definitely like Master System. That was the first one that my mum had bought for me, and that was mine. The first one I bought with my own money, as in I saved up money that I earned and bought, was the PlayStation 2. That's another interesting one. If you haven't done, don't worry about it. It's not your fault if you've had parents buy your stuff. But if what's the first console that you saved up your own money and bought? So we'll go back to the travel agency and ask them about boats. Paddy's just catching up with the chat. He started on the Game Boy, then went to the N64, and which he liked Zelda, Banjo, and GoldenEye. Kev hasn't played many, so you can't really call them out, and you don't remember what he's played. Fair enough. I like your transparency, Kev. I respect a man who's transparent, as other guys on the channel will know.
Ah, please come in.
I have a question.
So
Sure.
the
What
goal
is it?
underneath me says
much would a
133
boat
for
fare
our
be to
March
Hong Kong?
subscriber goal. We're actually on 135 because we had a
sorry,
few
but
subscribers
we
who
don't
are
sell
private,
any
which is
boat
absolutely
tickets
fine.
here.
Appreciate the
Do you know
subs,
of
but
a
if
travel agency
if
that
you're not a
does?
subscriber and you're enjoying the stream,
urgent.
we're trying to hit
Hong
our sub
I
target of
know,
150
but
by the end of the month, which
Please,
a bit
if you
unrealistic,
know,
but
tell me.
we're really trying to get there. So if you're
Okay.
enjoying this and fancy supporting a smaller
Go
channel
out of
who
here and make
has
a
a lot of
right.
heart, bless
You'll
it,
find Asia
hit
Travel
that
Company.
subscribe
But
button, and
from what I've
it will
heard,
generally
it's
make
not
a lot
very
of
good.
people's day,
Okay.
because there's a few people
Take a
who
right.
do
Asia
who
Travel
work
Company.
towards the content
I'll
we
try
make
it.
here, and
Thank you very much.
you know, we only get a subscriber once every few days, and each time we do, we get a little excited, and a little bit of we that comes out. So if you want to cause a little bit of we, feel free to subscribe. God, grasping at straws, Rob. Let it go, boy. So 70,000 yen equals 541 euros. You know, that's quite a lot of money, actually, isn't it? I suppose it is the 80s, and travel was, travel in a weird way is actually in some ways cheaper than what it was. You'd like to think you'd get Japan to Hong Kong, which, it's not necessarily, a walk, but it's not too far. So, we need to, I believe, go to this travel agency here. Because that place doesn't do boats, so let's go into this place. And Ali's translated that again. 541 euros equals 7,846 rand, just in case, for our South African friends who are watching. I'm not sure if John's here anymore, but John's a beautiful man, and should be appreciated for both his physical and cultural presence.
Excuse me.
Kraus Mouse's N64 games all time, Mario 64, GoldenEye, and Ocarina of Time. Yeah, gotta be. For me,
we do.
not
How much are
again. 3D platforms just weren't my thing, so I definitely agree. Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye,
here it is.
and probably just go for a Mario Kart 64 or something, or even
take it.
actually no,
The sooner the better.
Smash Brothers.
You gotta pay
I'd
up
go
before I can
GoldenEye,
arrange it.
Ocarina of Time, Smash Brothers, and those would be.
All right.
I think as much as I wouldn't put Mario 64 in my top 3 N64 games, I definitely do appreciate what it did for 3D gaming. Huge thing.
Excuse me.
What? I'll take care of it.
The ticket.
Come back in 3 or 4 hours.
All right. I'll be back in 3 or 4 hours then.
Okay. We've got to come back in 3 or 4 hours, which you can come back in 2 to pick up your money. And we're left with 10 grand. Now we've bought our ticket to Hong Kong, we can do what we want with it. So, with that now, I've got enough money to buy the last of the scrolls from the shop, learn all the moves I need to, and might as well head in and buy them. Judah's not been playing many games. Yeah, Judah's not a massive gamer herself, but I think she just likes think she likes us as both us and Scouse as personalities. So it's really nice that she, you know, not really into gaming but still will support us. And she turns up to every stream. She's absolutely brilliant and very. And like I said, I'm very overprotective of our Judith. So I saw she was in your stream. You just treat her with care, all right? You look after her good, all right?
The other day.
No, it's about this.
May I take a look?
It is true. All the 3D platformers that emerged at that time, just poor man's Mario. What are your views, Scouts, of a Banjo? What's your view there? Do you put that in the same thing, or do you think that separated itself a bit?
An exceptional piece.
I didn't mean to talk to this guy.
Is there anything unusual about this one?
Indeed there is. I think perhaps this type of precious stone is only found in the Guilin region.
Oh, that's interesting. Never seen this in before.
Precious stone?
You actually end up in Guilin.
According to a book I once read long ago, an emperor ordered...
What time is it for you? Here, now it's about 20 to 1 in the morning. For you it's 8:42. Is that 8:42 p.m? And John's come swinging in, saying, "I am." Oh, John is reliable. And you know what? If you ever have a chance, and John invites you to one of his barbecues at his house, which he calls Bri, but if he, I don't know why he would with anyone in this chat. Hopefully a Paddy and Al one day. You need to try out John's Bris. They are. Oh, honestly, I think the word I can use is, in a way that people understand, his Bris are a peng. If you know what that means.
Well then,
they are peng.
Thank you very much for your help.
So, am I right thinking if it's 20 to 1 here, then that would make it 20 to 2 in the morning where Judith is? You're a fucking trooper, I swear to God. Interesting. Scouse Mouse has just put he put them all in Banjo, Crash, Spyro, 3D platformers with optional collectors, same format, just worse than Mario. That's really interesting. I definitely, I know Paddy is a massive fan of Banjo, so I wonder what his thoughts are about that, if he's drifting about. Oh, I didn't actually do what I was meant to do in there, which was buy the things. The guy talked to me about the Phoenix Mirror for a bit, and then I left. Alistair says he's game for a Bri. Well, you know, if you're up here for EGX in September, perhaps we can arrange that. And come and might have to put up with some children, but that'll be cool. Try out some of John's meat. John has glorious meat. Sorry, John. I'm just inviting people from the internet over to your house as well. I hope you don't mind.
I'll take this.
Thank you very much. That move was passed down over many years at a prestigious temple. It's quite expensive.
Kev's never played on Crash, and Scouse actually does like Banjo, just not as good as Mario. Judith's in bed, ready to go to sleep as soon as you end the stream. Like I said, hopefully, if you can think of these as sort of very 21st century bedtime stories that you have, I think that's the best way to think of them, so I don't feel so bad about keeping you up so late. But yeah, I'll be ending this stream relatively soon.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, I'm gonna cap the time at 1 PM. 1 PM? That's like just over 12 hours away. No, 1 AM, and then at least I'm definitely gonna end it there. Not far off from the end of disc 2 here, which, you know, just leaves me one more disc. But you know what? I might. No, disc 3 is pretty long on this game, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through the whole game in one more stream. But definitely be going towards it. Paddy says gameplay wise, Mario is always going to be king, but Banjo had so much personality. Yeah. Skullspace never made it to uni. That's alright, you don't have to. To be fair, I'd argue if uni is a relatively pointless exercise unless you're going for something vocational that you're working towards. You know, if you get a degree in engineering because you want to working towards being an engineer, or if you get it in medicine because you want to work towards being a doctor or want to work in healthcare, then yeah, they're definitely worth. But you know, most degrees are just so pointless. I got mine in sociology, and that has just done nothing for me. Although I do know other people who have done stuff with their sociology degrees. I believe John's wife, a partner actually, she. This is how I know John. John in the chat. I've known him for a good 12 years, and I know him through his partner, who was on the same university course as what I was. And I believe she's done something, you know, where she's actually applied what she learnt at university into her job, and that's helped her move forward in her career. But I've never used mine. I'm running around randomly again, guys. Right, so I was supposed to come back in 2 hours. I don't know if it's been 2 hours, but let's just head in. Actually, I can show the woman in the china shop the Phoenix mirror, so I might as well do that. Get a little bit more background on the Phoenix mirror. John's prepared for next weekend. Awesome. Determined to braai even if it snows. What's the occasion, John? Next weekend, what are you braaiing for? And more importantly, am I invited? And can I bring a Nicola Jane?
Hello.
Oh,
Can't believe I'm just like inviting myself to John's house in a stream, but you
Thanks
know
for
what?
your help the other day. But
Can
I ask for your help with one more thing?
What is
Scout said, yeah, I was really expected to go to uni.
It's about this mirror.
Story for another time, yeah, it is true. Anton agrees, 9 out of 10 people end up going to work for the local supermarket.
very unusual
My job, when I got out of uni, I worked as a labourer for a roofer after I finished uni, so... And then I got a job in a call centre and worked my way up through there, and now I'm in the job I'm in now.
Guardian?
The other guardian is the dragon.
So... Never knew this, but when you get the dragon, when you get the Phoenix mirror, you can go around a lot of the key characters that you've met, and they give you a bit of background on them.
Look there.
John says all good. Good. If this stream has been productive, I've scored at least 2 subs, a bit of hours watch time, and an invite to a barbecue next week. So, in terms of stream success, I'm relatively pleased with myself.
Should you pray to the stars,
this is cool.
your wishes shall be
Shenhua and
realized.
never seen this scene before, I don't think. That's cool. I always like it. This game, it's like, even now, I've played through this game so many times, and you guys probably tell that I'm jumping from point to point relatively quickly because I remember most of this game pretty well. But even now, you know, it gives me scenes, it serves me up scenes I've never seen before. And I don't know, that says a lot about a game that's fully voice acted, you know, open world, set in the time it was. It's this game just makes me cream everywhere. Actually, guys, I think you can probably tell that.
You're welcome.
Well done, Shenmue. Even that's some hell of a legacy. Call center are the absolute worst from my experience. Soul destroying jobs, yeah, they are very trying. I still work for the same company, but I do not work in front facing customer service anymore. That's just not my bag. I do other responsibilities. So Anton, just remember trying to catch a leaf in Shenmue 2. Judith asks, what do you do now? My job now is sort of resourcing analyst. Well, I lead a team of resourcing analysts to advise the organisation that I work for how busy it will be in the future, so they know when they need to recruit more people or not backfill people that leave. There you go. So my job, I like to say when people ask what's your job, my job is to look into the future, which sounds much cooler than resourcing, planning, a manager. Yeah, there you go. That's my vocational role outside of this, which yeah, inside of my life. Right, I'm running around aimlessly again. What am I doing, Rob? Okay, I'm going to go to this a travel agency, and then we're gonna Oh, Alistair did sociology as well. So Alistair did sociology, and he went to. You've gone from recruitment to HR to stockroom perfume selling to now. There you go. Didn't know that about you, Al. Didn't know you were a student of the social sciences. Right now, Judith, he's Scouse is just a stay-at-home dad. His most recent proper job was being a corporate account manager for British Gas. Have I come back in enough time? Have I not waited long enough? Okay, I just need to go and check. Do. 4 hours, right? I need to go back in 4 hours, and I don't actually know what time I did it. I think it was about. I thought you were a stay-at-home dad. I actually wanted to, because obviously people won't know, me and my partner are expecting our first child in a couple of months, and what we're planning to do, what we're hoping to do, is we were planning to take the. I was planning to take the maternity leave as shared parental leave, whilst actually my partner went back to work, because she does a support work for a family, which means like when she's not at work, you know, it's a human life. You know, this family's not being cared of for, and the problem is people in the care industry. There's a lot of people who do bad care, so like we made the choice that we wanted her. Well, you know, obviously it was sort of more her than me, but she wanted to go back to work, and to be honest, I was more than happy to stay at home and, you know, do the sort of first 9 months to a year taking the maternity leave off, doing like the bulk of the work. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it because unfortunately I wasn't able to get when it comes to, for some reason, as much as they're doing a big push on shared parental leave at the minute, I don't know if you've seen, but the government are trying to push shared parental leave, trying to get more men to take time off for a maternity. Unfortunately, I wasn't unable to get the same amount of money as what I would have been if I was a woman, which I thought was actually pretty awful, to be honest. So I'm unable to take leave for the first 9 months of my son being around, and unfortunately my partner we've been forced to, because, you know, we just can't afford to live if I lose my wage, unfortunately.
Maybe I can practice here. I should work on my.
Scouse is soon to be a cheese accountant. He's soon to be a cheese accountant. I like that you've pulled that reference back. Look at you cross-promoting. I'm very impressed. So we're getting towards the end of the stream now, guys. We've only got a little bit more to go. I'm going to do this scene with the travel agent, which I've got a 4-hour wait time until I can go and see them. I can't necessarily remember what time I spoke to them. I think it was around 2 in the afternoon on it. Kev, even though he's young, he still have played and or like a lot of old games. That's cool, man. I really, I mean, there's a lot of games that I like that were, you know, around before I was old enough to understand them. I think it's always nice to go back and respect stuff. And there's a lot of really awesome video games in every single generation. You just gotta, you know, have a bit of patience, have a bit of understanding about how games operated at the time, and you know, you learn to love them, even if you don't, you know, immediately get into them at first. I mean, Paddy only we uploaded our One Life review of Super Metroid yesterday, and it was the first time Paddy had played it, and at first he was a bit about it, but after that he genuinely, you know, really saw the joy out of it, and hopefully now he's going to be a Metroid fan. I'm not going to go too much into Metroid because I know Scouse Mouse is going to be live streaming Metroid next Friday, which he doesn't want to know too much about it. He wants to go in a bit blind on it, so I'm not going to go into it too much. Which for people on the chat as well, if you're already subscribed to us and you're looking for any other channels to have a look at, I definitely say it's worth giving Scouse Mouse a look. He is a lovely chap, and his streams and his Let's Play videos, he does a daily upload. I want to say 8 PM every day, and yeah, he is a lovely chap. and definitely worth watching his streams and Let's Plays if you're into that sort of stuff. So we currently have 8 people in the stream. Thanks everyone for coming on. As you can see underneath me, we've got a sub goal target. It reads 133, but actually is actually at, from what I understand, from what I've been told in chat, at 135. So we're on way to our target of 150 before the end of March. But if you are not one of our subscribers and you like supporting smaller channels, or just, you know, in general enjoy YouTube gaming stuff, we do a bunch of stuff, and you know what, we're a tiny little channel, and everyone that subscribes, it generally makes our whole day. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button whilst I train Rio, you know, that would be a tickety boo. Oh, I think Scouse Mouse is off from what I'm reading here. So Scouse Mouse is he's going to shoot off. Cheers for coming on tonight, man. It's really appreciated, dude. You're an absolute gem. I'm going to quit out of this. I think Scouse Mouse, you know, is kind of inspired me that I'm probably going to end the stream here as well. Which I'm going to go into the menu here and just hit on the general resume save here, which means you're not allowed to carry on playing when you don't save at home. You have to turn off your thing. So yeah, that was our stream of Shenmue for the Dreamcast. It's been an experience. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit sweepy, but I appreciate everyone coming on. I want to thank who do I want to thank? I want to thank Scouse Mouse, who has just left. He's brilliant. Like I said, go and check out his work. He's an absolute gem. I want to thank Al. I work with Al every week, and he is again a really nice chap. Thanks for tonight, Judith. You're our best fan, and you turn up to all our streams every time, and you are brilliant. Thanks for coming on. Kev, first night I've met you tonight, but you seem like a really nice bloke. I really hope that you keep around with the channel and watch a few bits and pieces and enjoy it and stuff. And we've also had, who else have we had in the chat today? We've had John. John, thank you very much. You are a beautiful man, and the person that I've known longest here. And yeah, you're cool. And thank you for the invite to the barbecue next week. And Anton as well, new guy who joined us for last week's stream and has popped on for this stream. Thanks for popping in, dude. Really appreciate the support and stuff. So yeah, this has been my second stream of Shenmue, and that's what I'm going to call it a day there. Hopefully I can complete the game within the next 1 or 2 streams and be done and give a whole sort of view of what Shenmue is like. But thanks for popping down. Oh, Kev, thanks, man. Nice to meet you. Awesome, man. Nice to meet you too. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this, please, I think is it down that way or is it down that way? I can't tell. One there's a bit telling you to subscribe. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe for us, it'll make the world of difference to all of us at this channel. And yeah, I've been Rob, so cheers everybody.